Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, ma'am.
Am I properly audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we'll wait for 5 more minutes for more people to join, then we'll start at 6:05. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
आज एक क्लास भरना है अरे सेटिंग का करेक्टर का यूज करके नीचे चलते हैं एक नंबर देखते हैं भाई क्या सेटिंग का करेक्टर क्या है
हेलो कहाँ ये है सर ये है सर ये खाइएगा नहीं कभी नहीं
Okay, so we'll start with week 3 today. Do you have any questions from week 2 practice assignment or anything?
Ma'am, from the graded assignment.
Graded assignment, ma'am.
Can you just explain pseudocode again?
Graded. Okay. Which question?
Question number 6. Ma'am, question number 7.
These are all from graded assignment, right?
Yes, week 2.
Okay. Okay. Wait a second. I will share my screen and we'll solve.
Hello, youngsters. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, all of you. Probably this is the first session I could get in time, and I am attending. I've got a lot of doubts. Am I audible, please?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir. Can I start?
Yes, sir.
Hello. Yeah. Please, no one share your screens. All right. Wait.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Is it visible?
Yeah, no, it's
All right.
No, ma'am. No.
Not visible.
It's not visible.
No, ma'am.
Not visible.
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No,
okay.
ma'am.
Stop.
Now.
no, it's
Yes,
visible.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So question 6 we'll discuss first. Okay.
Yeah. Questions are that, you see,
This is
as
week
a
2 graded assignment.
week
Okay. This is
two.
the question.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let's take a look at it. What it's saying is, what will be the value of x after the execution of the following procedure using scores dataset? Everyone, please mute yourself for now. After I'm done explaining, you can unmute and ask. Okay. I'll have to mute you then. Okay. So first step is arrange all cards in a single pile called pile 1, right? Next is step 2 is maintain variables a, b, c, d, y and initialize them to 0 except y. And what are we initializing y to? We are initializing it to 100. Right? Rest of you, can you please mute your mics? It's giving me a lot of echoes.
Coming.
Please just mute yourself. Okay. Okay. So first we have one pile of cards, right? Then it is saying that we have 5.
Can you please enlarge your screen, please?
Okay. Better.
Yeah, that's fine.
Ma'am, question number 5 also, ma'am.
Okay. After this, I'll get 5.
Yeah, sure, ma'am.
So-
Thank you.
So we have 5 variables a, b, c, d, and y, right? And we are initializing them all to 0 except y. So y is initialized to 100.
Question number 8
Next.
also, ma'am.
Okay, let me finish this and I'll ask one by one, okay? Okay, so next we are taking a variable called x and we are initializing it to none. That means X has the value stored in it as none. Okay. So if pile 1 is empty, then stop the iteration. Like I said, this is the beginning of the iterative part or the repeating steps. So if pile 1 is empty, then you have nothing else to do. But if there is even one card in pile 1, then you have to go to the next step, which is read the top card in pile 1. So you pick up the top card. Next, if the town or city is Chennai, then add 1 to A. So at first, A, B, C, D, Y, all of them have zeros, right? Now, if the first card that I picked, if the city or town mentioned in it is Chennai, then I will increment A by 1. That is, now A's value is 1. Okay, next we are comparing. If A is less than Y, then store A in Y and Chennai in X. But currently, is A less than Y? If the first card I picked is Chennai, then A will be 1, but Y is still 0. I'm sorry, Y is still 100. Right?
Yes.
So what is A less than Y?
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Yes.
Then we have to store the value of A in the variable Y. So now Y is what? 1.
1.
And we are storing Chennai in X. Okay. Now step 7 and step 8 are just step 7, 8, 9. These three are what? The same variations of this step 6 only. So in step 7, if the card you picked has the city Bangalore on it, then we have to add 1 to B. And again do the same thing. Check. If B is less than Y, then store the value of B in Y and Bangalore in X. So whatever card you pick depends on that, whether it is Chennai, Bangalore, Madurai or Vellore. Based on that, you have to increment 4 different variables, A, B, C or D. Right? And then repeat this step. Compare the value of Y with each of the variables. Okay. But where are we storing the city name? In variable X. Right? Up to
Yes,
this
ma'am.
is clear, everyone?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
So every time we pick a card and we do this from step 6 to step 9, then we have to move that card to pile 1, right? And then again repeat from this step 4. Okay. So what is
Ma'am,
the
I have
question?
doubt. Yeah, I have doubt.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, you see, in the sentence, if A is less than Y, that is how we have to read, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Right.
But when I resolved a problem in, say, a doubt in CT AQ32,
Okay.
AQ32, activity question number 2, not graded, where while pile 1 has more cards, pick a card X from pile 1, move X to pile 2. If X dot gender is equal to F and average marks are less than X marks, isn't it?
Right.
So what does it mean? Average marks of the entire
Average marks of the student whose card you
students.
picked.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Are less than average marks are less than the total marks of the students. Then store it in. Then count 1. Add
Are you
count
having
to
issue
1.
in the problem itself or the wording?
The wording is saying that's why, as per this wording, it should come. The girls' average is less than the total average of the students. So I
Okay.
answered it
So
likewise. Then it showed wrong.
okay,
And
as long as I
yeah.
don't see the question itself, it's difficult for me to say. I will check out 3.2 once if you want.
Yeah, madam.
Actually,
It reads. It stores the number of girls who have scored above average in maths. How come this above average comes here?
Okay, I will check that out. Okay.
Actually,
Yeah.
total
And
marks there is like the subject total of each card.
Ma'am,
I
I
don't know.
have
I
a
haven't
question.
That
seen the
is,
question yet.
Ma'am, I have a
see,
question regarding the
The
question.
question was greater than
Okay.
average.
Okay.
yeah,
Can
that's
you?
what I'm saying.
Okay. So can I just
Yes, ma'am,
finish
they
these
all are
questions?
right,
Then
ma'am.
I will take it. Okay.
Yeah, please.
Okay. Thanks. So here, after we read every card, we have to send it to pile 2 and repeat from the step 4 again, right? So what is the question asking? What will be the value of X after execution of the following procedure? So that means which city will be stored in X, right? These are the options. So what is the solution? So here in step 2, variables A, B, C, D are initialized to 0 and Y is initialized to 100. But in step
Ma'am?
3, X is initialized to
Ma'am?
none. Yes.
Ma'am, in my graded assignment, the solution is given as Chennai, not Hello.
Is it given as Chennai?
Yes,
I
ma'am.
think the
Yes, ma'am.
solution for
Yes,
this,
ma'am.
I think
In mine
in
also.
last term, the solution for this, I think it was updated. Maybe this is the
Ma'am,
old
here also
solution.
option is Chennai only. Option A is Chennai, right?
But my ma'am, it is not Vellore, ma'am. It's supposed to be
No,
Vellore.
no. Okay, tell me one thing. You all got submitted your graded. So, which is the correct answer given?
Chennai is
It's
correct.
given Chennai.
Chennai is
Chennai is
correct
correct.
answer, ma'am.
But ma'am,
Chennai.
it's supposed to be Vellore.
It's
Chennai,
supposed to be
ma'am.
Vellore.
Chennai, ma'am.
Chennai, ma'am.
Ma'am, it is Chennai only. It is
Yes.
Chennai is correct.
Vellore is
Yes.
correct.
Actually,
Yes, ma'am.
this
When you
type of
go it,
question,
the
it will depend on your data set. So you have to go through all the cards to find out.
Yes,
Ma'am,
so in
according to the
dataset,
data set,
We have
Vellore is
Vellore
gone
is
through
the
that
answer.
data.
Ma'am, it is not Vellore, it is Chennai.
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm. Then I have to check the data set
in
once.
sequence order,
Ma'am,
these
in
are
the dataset, there are 9 Chennai cards and only 2 Vellore cards. And Bangalore, Madurai are 5. So Vellore is the least number of cards.
Ma'am, can
Vellore
I
is the
ask the
least.
question I have with this question?
Wait,
Excuse
just
me,
one
Not
ma'am.
second.
change when
Let's go through the solution once, then see. Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am.
We'll see.
Can I
Yes.
say something?
Yeah, go on.
Actually, ma'am, this question I asked in previous class, and what solution they gave me was that when A is adjusted, first card is Chennai. So we add value 1 to A, and it's obviously less than Y. So we add value 1 to Y. But after counting like that, even we get Bengaluru or other cards, the value can't be less than 1. So it will remain the city of the first card only, that is Chennai.
Absolutely correct. Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
that
It's
that
absolutely
that
correct.
Exactly.
Yes, ma'am. That's the reason.
It
How
will
is
be the
that
answer will
correct?
be
If the
Chennai
data set,
itself.
the first card occurs with a different city, the iteration will go on and some other variable will be get incremented.
No, but it
Yes,
should
yes.
be less than no, dude. It should be
yes, it
less
should
than
be
that.
less than 1.
It
What are you
depends on the
doing, man?
first card, na? It
Ah, yes,
depends
in
on
the
the
first
first card.
card, Chennai is there.
First card is
But
the
when
On
the
first
in my
addition
data
will
set, the first
continue,
card was Vellore.
Still don't understand here, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am,
Can I
Ma'am, can
now
I
can I
ask the
explain?
question I
Or
have from you, not from other students, please?
yes, please. Go on.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, my question is that according to the iterator, what is the logic behind this question that we had to
Yeah,
find to
that
answer?
is what I was
Is that
that is what
it?
I was going to explain. Okay,
Okay,
what is
ma'am.
the iterator doing? So if you just give me a chance to explain, then I will listen to whatever your complaints are. All right. Okay. So see, let's break down the problem. First, we have 4 variables A, B, C, D, which are each initialized 0. And Y is a variable which is initialized 100. Okay. So that means Y is something that is the maximum. We are thinking it as a max variable. Okay. Then in step 3, we have another variable called X, which is initialized to none, which means that this variable is used to store value of string data type, right? These are the small things that you need to notice first when you are reading a question. So if we observe steps 6 to 9, then we can notice that the computation in these steps is identical. Like I said, the same thing is happening, but for different city or town. So A, B, C, D store the number of cards from Chennai, Bangalore, Madurai, and Vellore. Okay. So the sole purpose of these 4 variables is to store number of cards for different cities. Now variable Y stores what? Minimum among A, B, C, and D. Okay, now let's take a scenario. The first card you picked, say it is Chennai. Okay. So that means A is now 1 and A1 is less than 100. That means Y is now what? 1. After I increment A, I have to store that in Y and then Chennai in X. Okay. Now if the next card I pick is Bangalore, now I have added 1 to B. So B is now 1. So is 1 less than 1? No. That means the value stored in X remains Chennai. Right? Okay. Now let's say I get one more card. Okay. I get one more card which is from Bangalore. So now B is again incremented to 2. But 2 is not less than 1. So again X remains Chennai. So similarly, for Madurai or Vellore, no matter which city's card I'm picking, okay, 1 will never be less than 1. Correct? So
Yes,
this
ma'am.
condition will only be satisfied once for the first card when y is 100. Understood?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
the first card that you
Ma'am,
pick,
please repeat.
see, the whole thing is in this little trick. See, you will think that y will get updated multiple times, but is that possible? See, the first card that you pick, whether it is Chennai, Bangalore, Madurai, or Vellore, one of the variables will get incremented, A, B, C, or D, right? Yes. So A, B, C, or D will contain 1 after you pick the first card. Now, in all of the steps, you're doing what? You're comparing A, B, C, and D to Y, whether it is less than Y or not. So let's say the first city or the first card you picked has the city Chennai written on it. Okay. So we have to add 1 to A. So initially A was 0. Now A is 1. Now you're checking, is A less than Y? Y was initialized to 100. So 1 is less than 100. Yes. So I will store the value of A in Y. That means Y is now 1. And Chennai in X. So X is Chennai. Now after this, whichever card you pick, okay, Bangalore, Madurai, Chennai, whatever you pick, Y will remain 1, right? And say I picked Bangalore. Now B is also 1. So 1 is not less than 1. That will never happen. Now after this, even if you pick Bangalore one more time, it will only be incremented. So it will never become less than Y again, right? So no matter which city's card you pick, the variable has to get incremented. So it will start from either 1 or more than 1. But
And so
Y
in
is never
steps,
getting updated.
and so in step 6, if there is a Madurai, then the answer will be Madurai.
See, it all depends on the first card you're picking. Okay, whatever is the first card in the data set. Is this clear, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
But ma'am,
Ma'am.
ma'am,
Yes,
but
ma'am.
we have to go through step 6 and then step 7. So ma'am, why it is dependent on first card?
Okay.
Is it
I'm sorry, can you come again?
Yes, ma'am. He
sorry,
was
ma'am,
asking that
got
we
it.
have to go stepwise, or suppose when we shuffle the card, we shuffle all the cards and then we randomly pick a card, and that is Velo. And when can we
No,
directly put the entry
no,
in
we
step
are
9?
if it was going to be a random card, that we would mention in the question. Okay, we expect you to go through the data set itself.
Ma'am, that's
Ma'am, but
perfectly fine, ma'am. But
after
the problem over here is some students are having different card and some students are having different card. So my main question is, if suppose I get Valor, then can we skip this step 6, step 7, step 8 and directly
No,
jump
no,
to
you
step
cannot.
9, ma'am?
No. Algo doesn't work like that. Okay, pseudocode doesn't work. You have to go through all the steps in serial order.
Ma'am, then
Because
Chennai
you
will come first, ma'am.
See,
Then
Chennai will come first. Okay. If the city or town is Chennai, it is asking you. If your first card is Vellore, then this option will not work for you. So you will not add 1 to A. You will go to
okay,
the
ma'am.
next step and check again. Okay.
Ma'am, then in that case, according to the question, Chennai will be always be the correct answer, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So ma'am,
Yeah, if it
if
is
there
the
is no
first card you
Chennai,
pick.
then
See,
in
here the main catch is that whichever card you're picking first, whatever city. Can you please mute yourself if you don't have anything to ask?
Ma'am, explain this example with the cards provided to us.
You all have access to the data set, right?
Ma'am,
Yes, ma'am.
in the
Yes,
data
ma'am.
set we have been given in the practice assignment, it was linked. The first card showing to me is
Okay,
Naveen card number 29, Town City Vellore.
See, I cannot hear you like this if others keep talking. 1 second. Let me just mute others. Who is asking?
Ma'am, Shrey.
Okay.
Am I having a hold of?
Others, please mute. Okay. Yeah, Shrey, what's the question?
Ma'am, in the practice assignment for week 2, the data set was given to us with written here the below link for data sets used in week 1. Click here to view data. After opening this, Google Drive links open, which the scores cards are given, in which the first card for it is showing to me is card ID 29, name Naveen, gender M, town city Vellore. So because I it is showing Vellore
And जब
to
showing
me
up
as
सोच
the
रहा था
first
क्या पूछे
city of the
करेगा
first card.
फिर पूछवा
Mine
सकता
answer
अच्छा
should be
लगेगा
Vellore
अब
to the
अंग्रेजी ना
question according to the algorithm.
अंग्रेजी
Right,
ना
ma'am?
क्या बोले आप
Okay, so
मैंने
here
बोला
basically what will happen is that whatever, I mean, if all the students don't have
फॉर
one second, I
इंट्रोवर्ट
have
के
to
फुल कॉन्फिडेंस
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
mute
is this
Vikas Singh.
Vikas Singh, ma'am, is disturbing the class continuously, ma'am.
Ma'am, please let to everyone, ma'am. So,
Please.
Okay. So I will share the data set. Okay. Let's see what is given there. So you are saying that when you're solving the assignments, you're able to access the data sets from there only?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
It is mentioned from the practice assignment in week 2, the data set link.
Okay. So for that link, are all of you getting the cards in the same order?
Yes,
Like
ma'am.
for
Maybe
all of
random,
you,
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
for all of you, is the card that you're picking first Velour?
Yes, ma'am. It's
No,
card
actually.
ID 29 for me with Vellore city.
Actually, in the
Ma'am,
question, they
actually,
have
we have chosen the
mentioned
PDF.
that it is
Ma'am, the
data
PDF
set,
file
not
is.
the cards. They have said that it is
Whenever
data set PDF,
Yes,
not the
ma'am. They
cards.
have mentioned it is
And the
data
Ma'am, I have
set.
PDF is more important.
According to data set, the first one is Chennai.
So, ma'am, all cards were
It can't
old
be
in
scrambled.
ordered form.
ma'am,
0, 1,
ma'am.
2, 3, 4, 5.
You
But
have to refer to the
cards
cards.
were already given number.
You can't refer to
Ma'am,
the table set, na, because till now we
if
are
it
using the cards.
ma'am,
It,
ma'am,
it is
I'm asking
provided in
if
the
there,
data set,
ma'am,
ma'am.
let's say their first card is Madurai, and here is if the first card is Chennai. So if this is not a Chennai, we can the value of y would be the same, and we will not put x as a
nothing will
Chennai.
change as long as the if condition isn't satisfying, you will not perform the other steps. So
And we
as
will
long as your
escape
city
this
name is
step
not
6.
matching. Yeah, so you'll
And
just
then,
move on to step 7.
I mean, it does not depend on everyone's data set. I mean, even everyone's data set is different. It doesn't matter because it's if condition.
Yeah, there is an if condition here. So what will happen then if you're picking some card, say Velour as the first card, someone is picking Chennai as the first card, then you will both get different answers for that, na? Because
But
the
the
if
answer is
condition
given
is
Chennai, ma'am,
Step
in
10,
the final
the
answer.
Chennai would get updated right after step 10 when we move back to iterating from step 4.
after which step?
After step 10, the pile 1 is not over, so we will go back to step 4. Then Chennai would become 2 or 3.
Yeah,
No,
so
that's not.
if it becomes 2 or 3, then it will never be less than 1, na?
Yeah.
But
That's the thing. If it is not satisfying the less than condition, then you cannot update the value of x or y. So it will only get updated once when you're picking up the first card. So the important thing is that all of you should have the same card as your first card. Is that happening? No.
Yeah, this is a
Yes,
common.
ma'am,
This
that
is a
is
common
happening
data. It will
because
be
it
the
is
same.
clearly mentioned in the question that scores data set is used and the scores
exactly.
data set provided to everybody is the same PDF. So everybody has access to the same data set only, which is a
That
PDF
is the
given to
thing.
us earlier.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Can
Actually,
I
people are
present the
picking
screen
up
to
the
first
show
cards.
one.
you the
That's the difference.
cards I am getting?
No, it's okay. You don't have to share your screen. Just tell me, are you
Ma'am,
getting,
you will
all
share
of
the
you, are
screen
you
in
getting
which there it
Chennai
is.
or no?
I
Yes,
am getting.
Will you share?
I am getting
Ma'am,
Vellore, ma'am. Card number 29, Naveen.
Ma'am,
But
you will share the
why
screen.
choosing card number 29? The
No
cards are
cards are there.
already
No
numbered.
cards are there.
You
The
have to go to
card,
the common data set, na? You don't have, like, I don't have special data sets for every children, right?
ma'am, it
It's the
is the
common
one.
data set given to everyone.
It is the common data set labeled scores with the cards.
Yes.
Ma'am, hello, ma'am. Ma'am, actually, there are two scores.
No. This question doesn't have anything to do with card ID. Okay. If it had to do, wait,
Ma'am,
let me
if you
check.
allow me, I can show without revealing my identity.
It is all right. Just hold on for a moment.
Okay,
Just
ma'am.
me a second. Let me check.
Ma'am, there is two score data set, ma'am. One is in card
Ma'am,
format
but
and one is in
you share the
PDF
screen
format.
showing the data set. Ma'am, you share the screen.
Shivam, the
Yeah,
scores data and the one which we see as a card, both are identical. There is no change with this
yeah,
one
I
because
understand that, but the problem over here is which one are you referring? That on
no,
that
see
basis, the
that is
answer
what
will come.
the one which you see as a PDF is which already I think in the very first open session we had a discussion about that. The scores
Yes.
that we see as a PDF is just a cumulative
Same.
data for
Both are same. Both are same.
it's a
I know
cumulative
that.
data. That's it.
Yeah.
There is no change. And
No,
even
that is all right. But here, what matters is that which is the first card, right?
it's erode.
No, ma'am. In
Yes,
the
ma'am.
PDF
Erode,
So
ma'am.
in that case, erode is the first card.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ma'am, turn off annotation, ma'am.
Erode is
Turn off
not
all.
there.
Ma'am, turn off the annotation for ma'am viewers, ma'am, so that no one will able
Oh,
to
okay,
draw on the screen,
okay.
ma'am.
Yeah, I did not see that. These things you need to stop. Okay, this is very annoying.
These people are
Ma'am,
irritating.
one doubt.
Who is this now?
I am not
Ma'am,
even sharing the screen. I don't know who is sharing this.
Ma'am, they are wasting our
That is
time.
stop,
that is
please.
Praveen.
Ma'am, use your host powers. Ma'am, use your host
Ma'am, just
powers.
block him. This is Praveen Kumar.
Can you give me the name of this person?
Praveen Kumar. Praveen
Yes,
Kumar.
Praveen Kumar.
Praveen Kumar. Okay.
And
Doing
dot
all of this
also,
is
ma'am.
I mean, it's more childish than a professional one. It's highly
It's
unprofessional.
a
Yes.
child. It's a childish play.
So I'm just removing these people. I have nothing else
Yeah,
to
the
do.
best option. I think if you keep removing some of them, they will be fine.
Ma'am, please remove me.
Yeah, I'm removing because this wasted a lot of time last week also.
Yeah. It's happening with all the sessions. It's not only from here. Most of the
Yeah,
sessions.
in foundation level this happens a lot. You know. Okay, I have removed this person. Now I hope none of
this question.
yeah. Let's now get back to the question. Okay, so what I'm getting in the data set that is given common to everyone, right? It is erode
Yeah,
is the
it's a
first
common.
city.
Yeah.
Yes.
The,
But
Yes, ma'am.
erode is not one of the four options, ma'am. Right?
Okay, now wait. Let's see what is the next city.
Can you please share the screen
that's
for the
Ma'am, can you
participant?
share
So
the screen?
you
We
want me
are
to share the data set? Sure.
Ma'am,
Yes,
Salem,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Right.
Next city,
that's
Salem.
Salem.
Salem is the next city.
And then it's Chennai.
Yeah, Chennai is the third
Yeah.
one.
So do you
Then it's
understand how it's
Chennai.
working now?
Yeah,
ma'am,
Okay.
it's the
can
same.
you share the
See, it is
Ma'am, can you
it is
share the
very
screen?
yeah. 1 second. I'm just opening the PDF only. Okay. See? Okay, visible everyone?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now tell me
Ma'am,
something. See, you
Erode, Salem,
first let me
Chennai is the
finish.
same.
Okay, I will first finish, then you will ask. Okay. So first card I'm picking this one, erode. So
Erode.
from step 6 to step 9, is there any option for erode where we're checking for
No,
erode?
ma'am.
no, ma'am.
No.
No, ma'am.
So that means it will not satisfy for any of the options. We will again move on to step 4 and pick the next card. Correct?
Yes,
Which is
ma'am.
Salem. Okay.
Salem.
Now Salem is also not in any of the options. What is the third card you pick?
Chennai.
Chennai.
So now your A variable will be updated.
Yes.
Understood?
And after this,
That's
nothing
why
can be
Chennai
done.
is the answer.
ma'am, I have a doubt. Can I ask?
Yeah.
Ma'am, it is clearly mentioned in the question number 6 that arrange all cards in single pile called pile 1. So we are using the cards, not the tabulated form, because in the week 3 we have made the tables. Can you please open the card data set?
You are always going to this is the scores data set. There is no cards data set, right?
Ma'am,
Scores
there
data set it
is
is
a
mentioned.
folder
Scores data
named
set is
scores.
different than cards.
Where there are cards.
But it is mentioned to you na, that you are using
It is
scores
mentioned.
data set. Whenever it is saying scores, you have to go to this PDF file.
Ma'am, that those cards are also a
Labeled
Cards are
as
also given.
data set.
See, okay, listen. Cards are also given so that you can look at every card and see what kind of information they are storing. Okay. It is just for your visuals. These same cards that are given in card form, same thing is given in the PDF, just in a consolidated way. Okay, so that you don't have to go through every card individually. That's it. But when you are using the scores dataset, you will use the PDF version.
Ma'am,
Hello,
sorry
ma'am.
to interrupt. Hello, ma'am, sorry to interrupt you, but there are two persons in this room named as Dot. and they are making noise. Sometimes they are making some noise like when singing.
Yes,
Like
ma'am.
please
There
do
are
not
some
disturb them.
there are some
Where is
usual
this
students
PDF,
making
ma'am?
some useless noises, ma'am.
Ma'am, where is this
Just
PDF?
remove
Wait,
them.
let me
Like
just
the
remove this.
purpose is
Ma'am,
to
where is
making
this
noise
PDF?
and disturb to the
Yes.
others.
Hello, guys.
It
Hold on.
don't have
Hold
any
on.
purpose, ma'am.
Hold on. I
Ma'am,
mean,
where
we
is
are.
this PDF?
Hold, Siddharth. Siddharth, could you hold on?
Can you tell me the name of these people who are doing this?
Ma'am, dot.
Single dot only.
Ma'am,
There
will you
is
tell me
no.
where's the PDF?
Ma'am, why don't you mute everyone? Then explain first. Then
If I
for the
mute,
doubt
if I
you will.
mute everyone, then you will
You
not
can't.
be able to ask doubts.
Yeah.
No, ma'am.
That's
When
why.
you explain yourself,
Ma'am,
then give us chance to speak and ask doubt. First,
Yes, I
explain
am
yourself,
doing
ma'am.
that only.
Ma'am, he is joining and leaving and making noises.
Yeah. This is actually this person comes, and as soon as you throw him, he comes back again in the same form.
ma'am, will you tell me the
Ma'am,
location
please
of this
log.
PDF?
Ma'am, please
Yeah,
log
okay.
the meeting.
Look, okay,
I mean,
just
I
a
think
minute.
these kind of disturbances will stop after the foundation.
Yeah, exactly. It will stop after this qualifier
I,
only. Okay.
I
These
wish
first
so.
4 weeks, this thing happens. After that, it happens every time. This time, it's happening a little bit too much. But in diploma and degree level, none of this happens because honestly, then you will not have time to do all this.
Yeah. Second thing is, I
Okay.
think from next time, even for the
And
qualifier, kindly give the
in
registration
this
number. That will be
diploma
better.
and degree levels, not all students will be going, right? So only those who are interested in studying and learning.
That's true.
That's why these things will not happen. So please just bear with me for these first few weeks. This happens every time. Now we cannot check
Ma'am,
every single person who is coming and going. It's not possible.
ma'am,
These
one
people
doubt.
need
Ma'am,
to
please
Ma'am,
log
there
the
is a
meeting.
doubt actually.
Ma'am, please log the
Hello,
meeting.
ma'am.
come on,
Okay.
guys. Listen to
Just
one
look
thing
at
I'm
this.
Ma'am, is this course
Someone is
PDF?
asking how to how to get this PDF, right? So you go to your portal, go to course introduction. Now under that you can find common data sets, right? You can see my screen.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, we can.
Yes,
Click
yes,
here,
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
view the data, right? Then you will get this. See this course.pdf. This one. See this one. If
Ma'am,
you
why
open,
don't we go to the course folder?
because there the cards are given not in a consolidated way, right? So you have to pick up
Individual
each card and see. So that is very time consuming. You don't have that much time to waste. Like you will not check 30 cards one by one, right? That's why it is given in a PDF format, so you can just go through the relevant data.
And
Okay.
we invest like 50 minutes for
Sorry to say this, but what I see is like even in the third week, people are still asking about fundamental doubts or auto
Yeah,
stats, which is
exactly.
pretty.
But I have to tell them because
Ma'am,
otherwise.
can I ask a
Yes.
question?
If it's related to this
Okay,
question.
next we will just take the next graded assignment question if this
Ma'am,
one is
sorry to
clear
ask
for everyone.
fundamental, but ma'am,
Question number 7.
Yeah, question number 7 we'll do next.
Yes,
Hello, ma'am.
fundamental
Hello,
doubt,
ma'am.
but
I
I
don't
was
have
Can I
about
any
to
ask a
start,
doubt.
question?
so I
And
asked.
could you please explain the question number
Hello,
7?
am I audible?
I have a doubt over
Ma'am,
there.
can I ask a question?
Mute everyone.
Ma'am,
Please
can you
mute
tell the
everyone.
question number 7, ma'am?
Ma'am, just mute everyone.
Ma'am,
Okay.
complete
Listen,
theory.
first I will
First,
just do the next question number 7 and question number 5 I will do from graded assignment 2. Okay. After
Yes,
that,
yes,
we
ma'am.
will go to the
Question
theory
8
straight.
also.
Yes.
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
Don't just let me finish. Otherwise, if I keep on taking doubts, I will never be able to finish the theory part. It's already 40 minutes of this session. Okay.
yes, ma'am.
Just let me
Complete theory.
explain.
Please complete
Uh,
theory and questions are for TA and practice sessions.
yes. So I will take just this question 5 and 7 and then we'll go for the theory. Okay. Because there's already a lot of things in this week. Okay. So please don't interrupt while I am explaining. After that, I will take everyone's doubt. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So we'll do next question number 5. Let's see what is 5 doing. Okay. So this one is pretty simple. It is saying assume that A, B, and C are 3 distinct integers. Okay. See, it can be anything, 2, 3, 4, anything. What will X represent after the execution of the following procedure? So there are 4 steps to this procedure, right? What is the first step? Maintain variable X and initialize it to 0. Okay. So we have one variable X, we have initialized it the value 0. Step 2 is If A less than B, then go to step 4. So let's just take any 3 random numbers. Okay, I am saying that A, B, C is 2, 3, 4. Okay, you can take any random combination. Fine. So if A is less than B, then go to step 4. So in our example, A is 2 and B is 3. So 2 is less than 3.
Ma'am,
Right?
now you are explaining, then mute everyone. Now sounds are coming.
See, the thing is that have joined from 2 devices. So I am using my phone to speak. If I mute all the participants, then I also get muted on this device.
Okay,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
you
That's
can
Samson
you
SM is
can
making noise
Ma'am, make
currently.
the phone as co-host.
Noise are making
Actually,
disturbance.
it's not up to me. Actually. I don't have permission to do
Ma'am,
that.
this session is particularly happening like this. In other session, they don't do like this.
Exactly. I don't know what to say. I've already raised
Mandeepa
issues too
ma'am,
after
ma'am,
last day's session.
ma'am, ma'am, you are already co-host, ma'am.
Yeah, I am co-host, but in this device, I don't know. I don't have that option. Wait, let me check.
Let's go ahead.
Ma'am, you can particularly mute someone.
I can mute someone, but then they'll be able to unmute again. Okay. Just try to listen. Okay. Ignore all of this. There is no better way. So if A, B, and C are 2, 3, and 4. Okay. So in step 2, if A less than B, then go to step 4. That means if 2 less than 3, then go to step 4. So yes, 2 is less than 3. So what is step 4? If A less than C, then store A in X. L store C in X. So C is what? 4. So 2 is less than 4, correct? Then we are storing A in X. That means X at the end of execution will contain what? 2. Basically, this question will do nothing, but X will store the smallest among all 3. Okay.
Ma'am, voice is coming every time, ma'am. Ma'am, voice is coming every time.
Okay. Who is this person? Who is name? Anyone just let me know what is the name of this person who is unmuted.
Quite disturbing, ma'am.
Yeah, I will remove these people.
I have a doubt in question 9.
See, it is taking me all of this time to just remove people and all this. It's not supposed to happen like this.
One doubt regarding this question that you just discussed.
Yeah, I will listen. Just let me remove these people. Otherwise, they'll come in again and do the same thing. Okay. I have removed them. Now ask. Yeah. What is your doubt in this question? In this particular
Ma'am,
one?
aren't
No
there
other
anyone
doubts.
to assist you, ma'am, for these live sessions and all?
Ma'am, if we take, listen. If we take a value like you take 2, 3, or 4. If I take like 5, 9, and 4.
5, 9, and 4. That's the combination you want to take.
Yes.
Okay. Then A is 5, B is 9, C is 4. Okay.
Yeah.
So we have X first initialized to 0. So you tell me, is A less than B? Is 5 less than 9? Yes.
No.
Yes. Right. So we will go to step 4. Now you check, is 5 less than 4? No, right? So we will not store A in X. So what is the other condition? L stores C in X. So C is 4. 4 will be stored in X. So any combination you take, the minimum value will be stored in X, the smallest among A, B, and C. Who is this person? This is just becoming too much. I will have to cancel if this goes on like this.
Yes, ma'am, the
Ma'am, for
disturbance was
step 3,
just at the extreme level.
You have, there is a limit. At least maintain some decorum to a class. What is this? Like, you're not. None of these people are kids.
please excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am, in step 3, we are storing the middle value, isn't it?
See, we are not storing any values. Okay, we are comparing, and only the least value we will store in X. So in every step, we are just comparing. You can take any combination of number. Like I just took 2, 3, 4 or 5, 9, 4. Whatever you take, you just go through these steps and do the comparison. Okay.
So we're just assigning values to A, B, and C, right?
Just take random values. That's how you have to check. You have to make your own test cases for this one.
Okay.
Okay. Next, I will discuss question 7 and then we will do the theory. Okay. All other doubts I'll take at the end of the session.
And please
Not
discuss
now.
question 8 also.
Okay. But at the end, not now again. I have to complete
Ma'am,
some
question
part of
9
it.
also. Ma'am,
Yes, we'll do everything else after the theory part is covered for today's session. Okay. But last, this is the question
ma'am,
that
will
I'm
you
taking
discuss
last for
question
now.
9?
Okay.
Everything I will discuss. Okay. Just give me some time. Okay. So this question is a flowchart question, right? This one was, I think last time also a lot of people had problems with this. So look at the statement first. It is saying that the flowchart is executed using the scores data set. Again, that same data set, okay, that we just saw. So assume that Rida and Siddharth both have scored the lowest total marks across the whole data set, which
Ma'am,
is
the dot is back
173.
again.
Just ignore it.
Ma'am, can't you make a mute everyone, ma'am?
Please
I
don't
just
disturb
told you
him.
that if I do
At
mute,
least
then
when
I
you are
will
like
also get
explaining the
muted because
question.
I am joining from a different device for the speaker. I am having some issue with joining the audio on my laptop. That's why. Okay, so I think they're gone for now. Okay, let's check. So it is saying that Rida and Siddharth have both scored the lowest total marks across the entire scores dataset, and that marks is 173. So let cards are arranged in such a way that Rida's card is below Siddharth's card. That means when we are picking the cards from pile 1, first we will pick Siddharth's card. Below that, Rida's card is there. Okay. So the question is, what will the values of A and B be at the end of execution? So now look at the flowchart. So when we are starting, so A is 1000 and B is none. So can we say just from this block that B is going to store string type of value, right?
Yes.
Okay. So next the decision box comes. Pile 1 is
Yes, ma'am.
empty. If it is empty, then you have to stop. If it is not empty, then you move on to this activity box. So pick up the top card in pile 1. Okay. And next, if the card that you picked, say it is called X, the total marks of X, if it is less than equal to A, then you have to store in A the total marks of X and the name of X. But if it is not less than equal to A, then you have to move to pile 2. That is the card that you are right now holding. You have to move that card to pile 2 and then again go to pile 1 and pick the next card. So in this way, what will happen? Let's say the first student that you whose card you're picking, let's say that student has, see, I have 3 subjects, right? Physics, chemistry, maths. So the maximum anyone can score is 300. So obviously, no student would have scored greater than A at the first iteration, right? Because A is what? 1000. So the first student that whose card I picked, let's say they have scored 250. So pick the top card X in pile 1, X dot total less than equal to A. So is 250 less than equal to 1000? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I will store in A the total, that is 250, and in B whatever is the name of the student on that card. So in this way,
Yes.
we will go through the whole data set until when will it not change? When we have reached the minimum score. Because what is this decision box doing? X dot total is less than equal to A. So it will only update A when it gets a lower score, when it finds a lower score, right? Or equal. So first, it is given in our question that Siddharth's card is on top of Rida's card. So the first card that we pick is Siddharth's card, let's say, and it is saying 173. Okay, that is the lowest mark scored. So is X dot total less than equal to A? Obviously, it is the lowest mark, so it will be less, right? So let's say the first card we picked was that 250 card. That is the total was 250. So now A is 250. The next card you're picking is Siddharth's card. Now the total is 173. So 173 is less than equal to A or less than equal to 250. Yes. So now A has what? 173 and B will be what? Siddharth, right? Clear up to this?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So next I will again move this to pile 2 and go for the next card. So next card is what? Right after Siddharth comes Rida's card. So again you're picking that card. So Rida has also scored 173. Is 173 less than equal to 173? Yes. So you will again update. So A will remain 173, but B will be updated to Rida. Now after Rida's card, whoever's card you pick, it is not going to be what? Less than 173. or equal to in that case, because we have said that only two people have scored the lowest, Rida and Siddharth, right? So whatever score is there after this Rida's card is going to be greater than 173. All right. So that means at the end of execution, A will contain 173 and B will contain whose name? Rida or Siddharth?
Ma'am,
Rida.
Siddharth mark 174.
No,
Lowest
that's
mark
what.
is 173. See, it is mentioned in the question.
Yeah.
Okay, for this you don't have to check anything. It is mentioned in the question. So A is storing what? The total, and B is storing the name. So ideally option B should be the answer. Right. So B is the answer. Okay. So this is how you do the flowchart questions, just simple. Next we will go for the theory. Okay. Rest of questions I will solve. Okay, don't worry. I will solve this. If I don't, the TA session will happen. So there also they can solve. One second.
Week 3 content.
Sorry?
We are going for week 3 content. In this particular
Ma'am, I
area.
have a doubt.
In graded assignment?
No, ma'am, about the TA sessions that you're talking. Ma'am, sometimes it happens that I join the TA session and there's no one.
Okay, that happened. So there was no student or no TA?
No TA, ma'am. I joined, but there just couple of students joined, but there was no TA, so everyone left.
When was it, Pavani?
Ma'am, that happened with me too.
No,
I
because
didn't
for
get
for
any
the
such complaints, so
I think
I
this
don't
is
know.
to do with the Hindi session, because there was overlap as other things. So many people, I think even
Maybe
the
that
TA
could
himself
happen.
told that. Yeah, he himself
Yeah.
told that the 22 people were there.
Okay. See, even if you cannot ask the questions in TA session, it's fine. If you're not able to, you just send them to me, okay, on Discourse.
Ma'am, in previous question, ma'am, the option D was A equals to 173 and B equals to Siddharth.
Ma'am,
Why
what
was
is your
not option
Discord
not
ID of
considered B?
server? Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, one
How to
second.
connect?
I'll give you my Discourse ID. Just let me listen to the question first. What's the question?
Ma'am, in option D also there was A equals to 173 and B equals to Siddharth, ma'am. So why was that option not considered, ma'am?
Because
Option
B is
B.
equal to Rida.
See, Siddharth is not the answer. We need Rida, right? In B, because Rida's card is below Siddharth's card. So it is the last card with the minimum marks that we will pick. So that's the last
Okay,
time B variable is getting updated.
Okay, ma'am. Here I'm having some connectivity issue due to rain.
Today we are discussing the theory of big three.
Theory, yeah. I'm sharing that right now only. Can
Ma'am,
you
I have
see
a
it?
doubt, ma'am.
Is the
Yes,
slide
we can.
visible?
And ma'am,
We can
what
see
is
that.
the
Yeah.
CTTA sessions for? Ma'am, what are the CTTA
TA sessions are
sessions
for
for?
your doubt clearing. Okay, whatever doubts you have in practice or graded assignments, or even some theory part, if you have any doubt, you can ask there.
Ma'am, you said both Siddharth and Rida scored 173, ma'am. How Rida's card is below, ma'am? What's the...
Because
Rida's
read
card
the
is below.
question carefully. What is given? That Siddharth's card is on top of Rida's card.
Top of Rida card, yeah.
So first you are reading
But they scored
Siddharth's
both
card.
both same marks, ma'am.
Yes. Listen to me.
If the
Listen.
option was like that, ma'am, if the option was like that, be equal to both Siddharth and Rida, then should we opt for that option?
No, never. Okay, first let me say something. When I am speaking, just let me finish. Then you can ask again. Okay. Just you're not even what the problem here is that you are not even reading the question carefully. Read the statement. Everything that you need to know is given in the statement. First, read it. Following flowchart is executed using scores dataset. Now assume that Rida and Siddharth have both scored the lowest marks across the whole dataset, which is 173. Now, are you not reading this next line? The card are arranged in such a way that Rida's card is below Siddharth's card, right? And what is given in the second decision box? We are checking x dot total is less than equal to a or not, right? That means 173. That is less than equal to the value of a or not. So after I pick Siddharth's card, a's value will be updated to 173 and b's value will be updated to Siddharth. So next when I pick Rida's card, again we will see that 173 is less than equal to 173, right? And then a's value has to be 173 only, but b's value will again update to Rida's name because the condition was satisfied in the decision box. 173 is less than equal to 173. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
No.
So it depends on the order of the card. If we
Ma'am,
who said no?
sorry to interrupt you. The intruder comes again.
I know I do not know what to do about this. Just let him be. Don't pay attention to these people, they'll go away on their own. Listen. Whoever didn't understand, one more time I'm saying it depends on the ordering of the card. Obviously 173 is the only lowest value. No one has scored lower than that. But there are two people who have scored it. One is Rida, one is Siddharth. So first you pick Siddharth's card, then A is updated to 173, B is updated to Siddharth. Next you pick Rida's card. So again 173 is less than equal to 173. So the decision box is going to go in this yes direction. So A will be what? 173 only, but B will be updated to Rida because the condition was satisfied. Fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now let's go for week 3. Okay. So in this first 3.1, what we will learn is how the cards are, how to extract data from the cards. Right. Now see,
Ma'am, can you
this is
give
why
a
the
brief on
A doubt in
pseudocode?
assignment.
no assignment doubts I will take at the end of the session. Right now, I'm just going to teach the theory. Okay.
Ma'am, can you give a brief on pseudocode?
Pseudocode. Okay. Okay, we'll come to pseudocode. It is also there in this week 3. First, understand what I'm saying in this slide. Okay. So now I'm.
Whole week 3.
Sorry?
Whole week 3 will teach today.
I will try to finish as much as I can. I don't know if whole is possible because already so much time is gone. Just doing 3 questions. Okay.
Ma'am,
See,
please continue.
now these cards that are given in 3.1, this is why those cards are also given to you in your common data set, right? So you can check each of the cards and this is how it looks. Okay.
Saitam, you kindly mute everyone. You can open the gates after at the end when it comes
I
for
mean,
the
this is
doubts.
intentional disturbing the flow of class. This is intentional disturbance.
Darshit, please hold on. As she said, all the doubts will be
If
clarified.
I do mute,
Kindly hold on.
see, just that if I mute everyone and I don't allow any of you to unmute, then the device that I am joining the speaker
But ma'am,
from is
what is
also
the
getting
alternate
muted.
option? I mean, if they are doing unnecessary, ma'am, so I don't think it will be
Ma'am, make
possible.
that device a co-host. Make that device a co-host.
What is the alternate option for that?
Just remove that person now.
I have asked them to make it co-host. Let me check.
Okay, ma'am. Let's continue.
Ma'am,
you can.
Sir, excuse me. I had a doubt. So whether it's
1 second. Let me check if I can get that device to be co-host.
Ma'am, I also have one more option. And better make 2-3 students over here co-host so that they can remove these stupid students.
I do not have the operations team handles all these things, so I do not have the
Ma'am, you
access
have
to
to
give
choose
anyone
the
co-host
alternate
access.
option, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So this is how every card looks like. The student name is given, the gender is given, their date of birth, town, city, and what marks they have scored in maths, physics, chemistry, and the total marks. Okay. And this is the sequence number of cards. So this is Kavya is sequence number 10. Okay. See, each card is a unit of information. So you can imagine it in a tabular form. So it has ID, name, gender, date of birth, city, maths, physics, chem, and total. Okay. So how many cards do we have in our data set? 30.
30.
So there will be 30 rows in this table, right? That is in your PDF. Okay. So these are all what? This ID, name, gender, date of birth, these are all attributes of this table or fields. Okay. So this whole thing is just giving you an overview of how the scores dataset how you can access data from that. Next, it is the word or the paragraph that dataset, words dataset, right? So in words dataset also there are cards like this. So each card has a word on it, the part of speech that that word belongs to, and what is the letter count, and again the sequence number. So what are the fields for this one? ID, word, type, and length. So ID is sequence number, word is Saturday in this card, type of this word is what? Noun, and the length is 8 letters long. Okay, so this is how paragraph dataset looks, words dataset. Next, you have shopping bills dataset. Now, in the later weeks, this data set is going to be very important, this shopping bills. So get acquainted with this. So what are the attributes here? Bill ID, shop name, customer name. Okay. Next, we have items, category, quantity, price, and total. So what is quantity? So each item, it belongs to some category, like trousers belongs to women or apparel. Okay. And quantity is 2. That means I have bought this Akshaya person has bought 2 trousers. And the price of each trouser is 870. So this price is price per unit. And cost is what? 2 into 870. That is how much the customer has spent to buy these items, right? That is 2 trousers. So these are the attributes of shopping bills dataset. So there are 3-4 stores like SV stores, Big Bazaar, Sun General, right? So these are the stores that are given. Okay. Next is, yes, are you asking something?
Ma'am, I had a doubt actually.
In which part?
The previous one.
Okay, here?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the doubt?
Ma'am, I didn't understand the question at all for this, like what you thought.
No, there's no question. I'm just showing you what the data sets look like. Okay.
I mean, I didn't understand this data.
You have a shopping bills data set in your common data set, right? There is one data set known as shopping bills given. So in that data set, every unit of data looks like this card that is given on the right side of the screen. Okay. So what are the information that you can extract from each unit of such data? You can get the bill ID, that is 1 in this case. You can get the shop name, the customer name. See, this is customer name, Srivatsan. Shop name is SV Stores. And what items they have bought, in which category those items belong to, the quantity, price, cost, and total. Okay. So these are what? These are all attributes. Okay. So this is how shopping bill is as a table. See, ID given, ID is given, shop name is given,
So,
customer,
ma'am,
all of
so in
this.
the exam, all these details will be given, ma'am?
Everything that you need will be given during exam. You don't have to access any data set from outside.
So the data set will be given
You do not
directly
have
in the
to
question.
memorize anything. Okay, you don't have to memorize anything from the data set. Whatever you need for a particular question will be given along with the question.
Excuse
Okay.
me, ma'am.
I had a doubt.
Ma'am, another doubt also. Ma'am, they have told that who are qualifies for first weeks, they'll be writing their exam on July 7th.
See, all of these questions you can ask in the support group or anything. Okay, it's not in session.
Ma'am, but where is the support group, ma'am?
You can just mail to support. You have the support mail ID, right? Just write a mail to them. They'll get back.
Okay.
Or you can write it on Discourse also if you want. Someone will reply to it.
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. So there are, see, a person can go to more than one shop. That is also possible. Like this person, Akshaya. Okay. She has gone here to Big Bazaar. She can also go to some other shop. That is also possible. That is, one person may have more than one card. Okay.
Ma'am, can you down this page for 2 minutes?
Sorry? Okay. So this slide is mainly on how data is represented in your data sets. So we'll move on to the next one with the pseudocodes. Okay. Now see, very important concept. Is it visible, everyone? Sum of boys maths marks?
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Yes,
So now
ma'am.
see,
Yes, ma'am, it is
from
visible.
this, okay, thank you. So from this slide onwards, be very attentive because this is very important part. Okay. Now it is the starting of your actual pseudocode writing. So what we do in pseudocodes is we have procedures. Okay. Okay. Now, what are procedures? In any programming language, please right now, everyone put yourself on mute. After I am done, I will ask you for doubts. Okay, not now. Just listen carefully what I'm saying. So in any programming language, we have a concept of functions. Okay. What are functions? Every function has some objective of its own. Like we can have a function that calculates the sum of maths marks. Just I'm saying in perspective of our data set. So I can have a procedure or a function whose aim is to do what? It just calculates the total sum of mathematics marks. Okay. Now, whose maths marks, boys or girls, that I can specify. So procedure has something called an argument related to it. Okay. So let's say the procedure of this sum of maths marks. Let's say the procedure name is sum math mark. Okay. This is a procedure name. Let me write it down. Okay. Let's say I have a procedure that calculates the sum of maths marks. So for every procedure, it must have a name. Okay. So I am naming it sum maths. It is my procedure name. Now, along with this name, I can pass something within parentheses, which is known as a parameter or an argument. Now, what is that argument? So this sum maths, wherever you call this function, it will calculate the maths marks total sum, and you can specify whether it is boys or girls. Anything can be your argument here. Okay. So if you just pass boys, then it will calculate the sum of maths marks of all boys. And if you pass girls as your parameter, it will calculate sum of maths marks of all girls. Okay. So look at this example. So this says sum of boys maths marks. So first, sum is a variable which is taken and assigned the value 0. Next step, while pile 1 has more cards. So now our repetitive steps start. Okay. So our pile in scores dataset has a total of 30 cards. We all know that. So pick a card X from pile 1, move X to pile 2. Okay. So we are picking one card from, we're picking the first or top card from pile 1, reading it and then moving it to pile 2. Next in this step, we check if the gender of the card that we just read is male or not. Okay. If it is male, so this equal to sign is what? This is what kind of operator? I told you yesterday in last class.
Comparison.
Comparative.
Comparison or comparative.
operator. Comparison, ma'am.
Good. And the single equal to is what?
Assignment. Assignment operator. Assignment operator.
Very good. Okay. So next, when we have done reading the card, then we check is the gender of the card male. If it is male, then in some variable we add the value of his maths marks, right? So sum equals to sum plus maths. Sum was 0 at first. Say the first boy's card, say the first card I picked was having 60 marks and it belonged to a boy. So this condition is satisfied. So I will enter the if block. Gender is male. Yes. So sum will be sum equals to 0 plus 60. That is 60. Now the next card I pick,
And
say
what
that
is
boy has
dot here?
scored. Sorry, what?
What is dot here?
Dot just means see, X is the card that you picked. X dot gender. That is the gender of that X card. Okay. Or the
And this
maths
is a
marks that
maths
is
of-
present. Yeah, like just consider X to be a card. Okay, that you are picking from the dataset or pile 1. So X dot gender means what is the gender specified in that card, or X dot maths means what is the maths marks given in that card that you picked. Okay. Now see, if the next card that I pick, let's say it is also a card belonging to a boy who has scored 90 in maths. So now our sum is 60. So again, if gender is equal to, so this will satisfy. So I will enter this block and sum will be sum equals to.
This is Namrata Thakur going on. Who is actually
Sorry.
Shivana Goda Patil. Please mute.
Okay. So now the next card, when it comes, sum will again be updated to what? Sum was now 60. So now 60 plus 90, 150. So like this, it will calculate the total sum of boys' marks, right? So this procedure we saw in last week. Same, you can go through the the flow chart. Very easy. So just the terminal boxes, activity boxes. First, we are initializing sum to 0. Then decision box. If more cards present, yes. Pick a card from pile 1, read it, move to pile 2. Now again, decision box, check the gender. If it is male, update sum with the existing math mark. And then again, go pick another card. Right, simple. So now, what if we want to sum maths marks of a girl? We have to write this exact same procedure, but with this change, right? That is, in case of male, now we are checking for females. Okay. So only change is in the value for x dot gender. So do you agree that the rest of the pseudocode is completely identical for both boys and girls?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So here is your opportunity to create a procedure. So why do we actually have functions or procedures? Because in a program, it can demand you to perform the same task again and again. And it doesn't make sense to write the same piece of code again and again, right? It is just doing a simple addition operation. So for girls, you have to write it separately. For boys, you have to write it separately. It is much better to have a basic code that is same for both procedures. And you just change the argument or change the parameter of the code. Okay. So whenever we have repeating tasks, okay, or exact same pieces of code that we are executing again and again, in those cases, functions or procedures are used. So it is better for you to call the term procedure for now. Okay. So now we are forming this procedure. Name is sum maths. Okay. So this is how you write the pseudocode. Procedure sum maths. And this part is what your argument or your parameter. So in our case, what are we taking as the parameter? Gender, male or female. So now let's look at the actual pseudocode within the procedure. We have sum, which is equal to 0. It is same as the previous pseudocodes you have seen. Next, the iterative step, while pile 1 has more cards, pick a card from pile 1, read it, move it to pile 2. Now check here. If x dot gender equals to gen. This gen is what? This parameter that you passed. Okay, it can be male, it can be female. You can pass it based on your choice. Okay.
Variable.
So whatever you pass, yes, it is variable. So whatever you pass, it will be reflected here when you're running the function or procedure. So if gender is equal to the gender that you have passed as argument, then we will update the value of sum with the maths card, maths marks on that card. So basically we are having the exact same pseudocode, just this line and this part has changed, right? So now it is much more flexible. It is a single piece of code that you can use for multiple purposes, for boys maths marks also, for girls maths marks also. Now similarly, we can think of other procedures like what? Let's say I can have a procedure that calculates the total sum of marks in a particular subject. Okay. So like this is for sum maths. So I just say sum marks. That is my new procedure. And what I wanted to do is calculate the total marks of any subject. That is total marks scored in physics or total marks scored in maths by all students. So in that case, what will be my parameter? Anyone?
X dot marks is equals to physics.
What will be the parameter? Will it be gender? Will it be subject? What will it be?
It will be gender and subject.
Subject, ma'am.
No. See, I don't care about gender right now.
Gender. Subject.
I have a doubt in
Look.
this.
Yeah, I will answer the doubt. 1 second, let me finish. So sum marks procedure does what? Calculate sum total of marks in any subject. That is the job. So what will I pass as parameter? Subject. That is whether I want to find it in physics or chemistry or math, right? So subject becomes my parameter here. This is just one more example. Okay. See.
Ma'am, then
So
it would be x dot physics, x dot maths, x dot some subject.
Right. So whatever card X you are picking, it will be here. I can write the procedure as procedure sum marks. Let's say I'm finding for physics. So physics here. Okay. And then you just pick a card, move X to pile 2. And then what do? Sum equals to sum plus X dot physics. You don't have to check any condition here. Right. Because I am already giving the physics condition here. So I can directly write sum equals to sum plus X dot physics. But that's okay. You don't have to worry about that now. If you understand this procedure, this is okay. If you're not able to visualize that, we will do that later on.
Ma'am, if instead of subject we are observing the total marks, then what will be the parameter in that case, ma'am?
See, if you want to find the total marks, like, uh, what do you mean total marks? Like total marks scored by all students?
No, ma'am, something like we take any average and we did do operations on that. Total is less than some part. Then what will we take parameter as? Like here
Your
we take
parameter
physics.
depends on what options you have. Okay. Like
Okay.
gender parameter, what? It means that I am finding the total maths marks, but in which gender, boy or girl. Like that, I took this one. That is, I am finding the total marks, but in which subjects? Physics, chemistry, or math. So you have to understand what will be your parameter based on your requirement.
Here, gender is a parameter,
Uh,
but I don't understand
Yes.
the statement X dot.
Can you come again? Your voice is very low.
Ma'am, I am asking here the statement is if X dot gender is equal to gen, ma'am. So,
Right.
ma'am, is it male or female?
That depends upon you. So when you actually call this procedure, this gender, you will specify here, male or female, what you want. Okay. So parameters are for user to specify. I am just writing the procedure, that this procedure will work for any gender. You have to specify which gender you want to know. Fine.
Ma'am, I didn't
Ma'am, we have
understood sum equal to sum plus x math.
So what is this doing? If your gender is, say, I am using this procedure to find the sum of maths marks of all boys. So in that case, this gen becomes what? Male, right? So this
Yes,
gen will
ma'am.
be M.
Okay, ma'am,
So
understood.
next,
It's a
everything is
general
same.
male or female.
Yeah, it is just general. Okay, a procedure is written in general. Now, what argument you will pass, the result will vary depending on that. So
It
if
could be
gender
any
is male,
variable, no? It could be any variable there. City could also work in that case.
Ma'am, any variable, you are saying
Ma'am,
that
I
do
have
I
a
have to
doubt.
call it gender or what? You
No,
can call
just
it
an
anything.
example. Suppose any variable would be, then it's applicable to all the variables.
Yes, definitely some further.
No, gender will be applicable for only the gender attribute. So in your actual data set, scores data set, what are the two values present in gender attribute, male or female? So it has to be one of them only.
But then we are defining, no, gender is equal to male or female.
So that is what is defined when you are defining the procedure itself. The parameter is set when you are defining the procedure. This is where you are defining the procedure. That
That's
is
why
what is the
only if
procedure
the
doing.
parameter is a universal, the gender would be universal for everybody.
This
Son or
gender
father
is,
is not.
see, this parameter is local for this procedure.
Okay.
Okay.
Ma'am, can you explain
Ma'am,
subject?
Ma'am,
Is
Can
this
we make this
why do
procedure
we
clear
use?
to
calculate
everyone, or
everyone's
does
maths
anyone?
card?
Ma'am,
can we
here
make
X
this?
to
Yes, ma'am, clear,
gender.
ma'am.
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
One second, just answer what I am asking first. Is this procedure clear, or do you have any doubt in
Yes,
this
ma'am,
much?
clear, ma'am, clear.
no,
Yeah,
ma'am.
It's
Clear, ma'am.
I have a doubt.
Clear, ma'am.
clear, ma'am.
Ma'am, subject one.
Ma'am,
The
I
subject
have
one
a
you don't have to worry about now. I
doubt.
was just giving another example, but just understand this much. This is enough. Okay, if you understood this procedure, we can move on
Ma'am,
from it.
I have a
Yes,
doubt.
ma'am.
Ma'am, why do we use procedure in coding?
Ma'am, I have doubt in
Procedure
an
is
assignment
used.
too.
Procedure is in general. Okay. So, like, say, if I have a scenario where I have to find the total sum of girls' maths marks and total sum of boys' maths marks. So, in that case, instead of writing two separate pieces of code, we can just run this procedure with different parameters. One for boys, one for girls. So that you don't have to waste your time writing same code again and again. That's why these are used.
Ma'am,
Okay.
I have
Ma'am, please
Code shorter,
explain
right?
sum equal to sum plus x maths.
Yes. See, up to this is clear that gender, if I am finding out for boys, then if x
Yes,
dot
ma'am.
gender is equal to male, then I will enter the if block and execute this statement. This statement is doing what? Just updating the value of some variable. So some variable was first initialized to 0. So the first card that I pick up, let's say it belongs to a male who has scored 60 in maths. So sum equals to sum plus maths will be what? Sum equals to 0 plus 60. That is 60. Again, if you find another card who is belonging to a male and who has scored 90 in math. So again, sum will be updated to 60 plus 90, that is 150. Like this, it will keep on updating. X dot math is the maths marks that are present in that X card. Understood?
Ma'am, I have a
This is all
doubt.
written in pseudocode,
Yes,
na?
ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. Doubt regarding this
Supriya,
question? Any
ma'am.
more doubts?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Ma'am,
Yes,
like
ma'am.
Ma'am,
we
Uh,
Supriya.
said in the
I just want to clear
procedure
this is all written in pseudocode.
Yes, this is pseudocode.
Ma'am, what does return do?
Return sum. So return
Yes.
does what? See, after you are done with the procedure, okay, the procedure has to return something. That is, whether you are running it for males or females, you want to get the result, right? That result will be returned by this return statement. So return sum means after the execution is over, it will return you this whatever value is stored in the sum variable. That means for boys, sum will be storing what? The total boys marks in maths at the end of execution.
Is it possible to return multiple variables?
Is it possible to?
Return multiple variables like sum of total.
Like you want return sum and also some other
Sum
variable.
and average. So one variable is total sum and other is average. So can we return both
Usually we will only be returning one variable at a time.
Ma'am, I
So
have a
what?
doubt.
Yeah, what doubt?
When we are generalizing our pseudocode, like you did in the sum marks, that we can select any of the subjects. So the subjects that it can carry will be automatically done from the data set itself.
Yes. I'm just see, this is just an example. These are all just examples. Okay. So if you want, you can if you're familiar with any kind of programming languages, then you can write your own functions. But these pseudocodes are just example of how you can generalize a piece of code for multiple purposes.
Okay.
So in this case, we always assume that whenever some parameter is given, okay, you will consider it in terms of the data sets that are mentioned in the question.
Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, can you please 1 second explain me that end sum max the last line, please?
Which one? This return sum. Oh, end sum maths. This
below
is just
below the return.
this is just marking the end of procedure. It's not that important. It's just end of procedure.
Ma'am, is it something like function call?
Yes, it is exactly like function call. So
Okay,
this
ma'am.
procedure that we wrote, just within a piece of code, I can call this procedure. That is sum maths and for mail. So in this gen, instead of this gen, I write m. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Is it compulsory to mention end, ma'am?
Yeah, you can mention it. It's good practice if you're
Ma'am,
writing pseudocode.
Okay, ma'am.
Possible.
Okay, so now let's go to the next one. So I guess this one is clear for everyone. See, call procedure with a parameter. Here, sum maths, but the parameter has been changed to f. That means this gen is now what? F. So when you define a procedure, okay, when you define a procedure, this is called definition of a procedure, where you're defining what the procedure does. At that time, you're using these general terms. Like in case of gender, in case of specifying for which gender, I am just writing gen. That means gen is my argument, gender is my argument. When I call a procedure, this is definition. And this is how you can call a procedure just by its name, and you specify your argument, male or female. Okay. All right.
Okay. Can
Next.
you explain again?
See, this is a procedure definition. That is this starting here, ending here, and whatever it is doing, I am defining it here. This is a in general definition of the procedure. But when you call the procedure, then you have to give the parameter. That means in case of gen, you have to mention whether you want male or female. Like in this case, female. Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, for example, any code has 3 steps, and in the second step, you have given a conditional operator. And the conditional operator doesn't follow or doesn't exist. Like, for example, 2 is greater than 5. It doesn't exist. So will we move to the step third or not?
Yes, move to the next step. If
So
it is not
for example,
if it is not applicable, you just go to the next step.
all right.
Okay. Okay, so I think this is more of the same thing only. Procedure call. Yes, so if you still don't understand, just look at this part. Procedure call sum maths f. it implicitly starts with gender equal to F. That means whenever you mention F here, it will take gen equals to F. If you mention M here, it will be gen equals to M. Okay, but it will run the same procedure. That's it. And the procedure returns the value stored in some variable at the end of execution, not in the middle, at the end. After the whole procedure is done, then you execute the return statement. That is, sum is done updating. Okay. Yes.
That's not in question, but about the qualifier exam, there's only one question. In the qualifier exam, the syllabus will be all the syllabus of all.
Your voice is breaking up a lot. I am not able
I'm
to hear
asking,
properly.
I'm asking in qualifier exam on July 7th, the syllabus would be all combined of all 4 weeks.
Yeah, all 4 weeks. I think there is something after 2 week, something like that was there. I don't exactly remember, but yeah, for quiz one and qualifier, it is all 4 weeks.
I'm sorry to say this, but I think the Parik is already there in the qualified. I think he has a proper registration. But why he is asking all this question here?
Then you are just giving quiz one. Then you don't have to give qualifier, right?
Ma'am, I wasn't there. I don't know. Sorry,
Okay, so I hope the query is resolved. Now let's move on from this. Okay, so we did some maths right now. Now see, I can do the same procedure again for physics marks. So just name it some physics and you can find it for any gender. Okay, this is the same piece of code, just you are finding the physics marks. So which part is changed? This part. X dot maths, instead of X dot maths, you find the sum with X dot physics of each card. That is physics marks of each card, right?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. I have a doubt regarding the qualified exam. Ma'am, can I ask it right now?
Do you have doubt regarding any like conceptual doubt, or is it something operational?
Operational, ma'am.
Then you just
acad-
ask it in the support mail or something, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
I have little bit doubt.
Ma'am? Yeah. Only ask the doubts if they're regarding what I'm teaching right now, okay? No, no outside doubts. Not now.
And
Okay,
why
we have a
you
lot
use
to cover.
bracket?
Sorry?
I'm asking, you use a bracket, where you write while pile one has
Yeah, while pile 1 has more
more
cards. So
card and
this
use a
while,
bracket there. Why not just
yeah,
put this bracket in 20? No, I'm just talking bracket you use at the right side. Can we
this
put this
bracket?
bracket? Yes, ma'am. Can we put this bracket just before peak, where peak is right?
Yeah, no problem. You just put it after this statement. That's all right. It's just given here. After this while statement, you have to open the curly braces before you write anything else. That's it.
Okay.
Okay.
Ma'am,
Okay.
I have a doubt.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I asking for as like you add a single gender marks of any subject. Can we add both female and male marks at the same time in a single?
Not in this code, you can't. This procedure only calculates for any particular gender.
Ma'am, what will end some physics written?
Where? Which one?
End some physics, ma'am. Last one. Ma'am, what
End
will
some
that
physics is
written?
just end of the procedure. That is, this procedure ends here. After this statement, nothing else is there. See,
Okay,
these are just the terminal blocks. Okay, like in a flowchart, we had start and stop, just like that. These are the terminals. Okay.
Yeah.
See,
Ma'am.
only change. Yeah.
Today, are you going to cover the whole week 3 or just an introduction?
No,
Just
no,
let them cover first, na?
I will try to cover the whole week. Okay. Please just no more interruptions. Okay. I hope it is clear now. Okay.
Ma'am,
So only change.
it's week second or third.
Oh God.
See, this is third week. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Only change in the field is we examine in the card. Okay. So in this code, from the previous code, some marks and this some physics, the only change is here. That is, instead of adding the sum of maths marks, we are adding the sum of physics marks now from every card. Similarly, you can do for chemistry also. Similarly, you can do for the total marks also, right? So for chemistry, it will just be x dot chemistry here. And for total, it will be just x dot total here. So you can manipulate the code as much as you want. Okay.
Ma'am, can you use
Next,
just
see.
subject where you write physics? Like you write sum plus physics sum.
You
X
have to
physics.
write x dot physics, right? X is the
Ma'am,
card you're picking.
can we use only subject for generalization? Sum plus
Yeah,
subject also.
sure. No problem. Yeah. You can write x dot subject and subject can be anything.
Yeah,
Ma'am,
that's
See,
hello, ma'am.
now sum marks procedure. First, let me finish. I won't answer any more queries now. Procedure sum marks, you can also have it using two different fields. That is two different parameters. Like someone was asking, can we have two different parameters? Yes, we can. See, gender is one and field is another. Okay. See, that is why I say that give it some time. Like you just asked this query that can we name it subject. See, the same thing is discussed here. Now x dot field. So field or subject is general. You can manipulate it like you want. Okay. So here what is happening? So I am just finding the sum of marks and the gender and the subject are both parameters. So both you can specify. So either it can be for males and maths. Okay. Or for females and physics, anything. So procedure remains same. See, now you have to pass the value of this parameter and this parameter. Clear? Look. Gender is assigned a value m or f to check against x dot gender in this statement. And next is FLD or field is assigned a value or a field name to extract appropriate card entry x dot field. So this field can be anything, physics, chemistry, maths, or total.
Ma'am, field may be other than subjects as like age.
Yeah, it can be age also. Is the age a parameter? I mean, is age given separately on the card? I think DOB is given. I don't
Yes,
think in
ma'am.
score data set. Yeah, exactly. That's why
DOB is given.
age we are not considering. Just think of the three different subject marks and total marks. These you can use.
Okay.
Okay. So what will it look like if I want to call the procedure, this sum marks procedure for finding out the total marks scored in chemistry by all female students. So when I call sum marks in the parameter passing stage, I have to pass F and chemistry. And remember, very important thing is do not mess up the order. So if gender comma field is given, you have to write F comma chemistry, not chemistry comma F. That is wrong. Okay. Because if you pass chemistry comma F, then it will compare x dot gender equals to chemistry. Because the order of parameters is taken just as in the definition. Okay. So always maintain the order. Look at the definition, which parameter is passed first. When you're calling it, maintain that same order. Okay. Similarly, for physics, sum of physics marks of all males, m comma physics. This is how you will call. So these are examples of function calls. Sum marks f comma chemistry, sum marks m comma physics. Okay. Now look what they're saying. Use a procedure name like a math function as part of an expression. So girl came sum. This is one variable. Okay. This variable stores what? Total sum of chemistry marks of all girl students. So what I am doing? Girl came sum. This variable is assigned whatever will be returned by this function call. So what is this function call returning? What is the return statement? Return sum, right? So after this procedure has worked, it will return the sum that it calculated. And in this case, what are the parameters? F and chemistry. So it will find out the sum of chemistry marks of all girls. And it will return that after the procedure is finished executing. So where is it returning this value to? To this variable, girl chem sum. This return value will be stored in this variable. Okay. Similarly, for boy chem sum also, you can just change this parameters and the return value will be stored in this variable. Fine. Now you can write a piece of code like this. If girl chem sum is greater than equal to boy chem sum, that is girls have scored a higher marks, then congratulate the girls, else congratulate the boys. Okay.
And when we have to just present, we would write a return in them.
Louder, please.
And I'm asking, here we have done only comparison. So here we don't write a return submit.
Return statement will usually be there for almost all the procedures. One thing. Okay. Now see, there can be one more example. So a procedure can have a return statement or it might not have a return statement. So it can either return a value or it might not return a value. Like in this case, you saw that this procedure is returning a value of the sum variable, right? So there can be one more procedure. Say I want to have a procedure where I can update marks of a certain student in a certain subject. Okay. So if I update marks, I do not need to return anything, right? I'm just directly updating it in my data set, let's say. So let's say I have a procedure called update marks where I have passed what card ID, subject, and marks as my 3 parameters. That means what is this procedure doing? It is updating marks for a subject for a given student or for a given card ID. Right. So each card ID belongs to an individual student. So this procedure's job is to update the marks of that student in some particular subject. So in this case, this procedure doesn't need to return any values, I guess. It's not needed, right? You can just update the mark. See, update marks, if you call, it is like this. Update marks 17, physics 88. What does this mean? Update marks, update physics marks of student having card ID 17 and current physics, like the whatever is the current value, you have to update it with 88. So update marks 17 physics 88 means update marks physics marks of 17 card ID student with the value 88. Fine. Okay.
Rather than the card ID, we can put the name of the person too as well, right?
Anything you can put. These are just all examples. Instead of card ID, you can put name, but 2 students might have the same name. In that case, it will be a problem. Yeah. So usually we try to, in that case, we will try to take the unique identifier, right? Like card ID. Okay, so I think in these slides, nothing more is given. It's just summary. Okay. So now, if I ask you to, if I have given you a procedure and I ask you to call it, will you be able to write the call statement?
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
It is nothing. Just the procedure name and you mention which parameters you want that procedure to work on, right? Like for sum marks, you can call it by just writing sum marks F chemistry. That means sum of chemistry marks of all females. And you can store, since this procedure returns some value, you have to store it in some variable like girls chem sum, this variable. Okay. Now some procedures like update marks, which don't return anything, they just perform some updation. Like in this case, this student with card ID 17, his physics marks is updated to 88, but no return value is there. So you can just call it like this without storing it in some variable. Okay. All right.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
is it possible for you to explain functions once again?
Like the whole thing or just a brief?
Just a brief explanation.
Function is what? A procedure is what? Just use the name procedure for now.
All right.
So a procedure is a piece of code which can work for different parameters. Okay. Like, for example, we saw that we are trying to find the sum of total mathematics marks scored by all boys. Similarly, we can try to find the sum of total maths marks scored by all girls. So in this case, it is the exact same piece of pseudocode that we are writing twice with one change in parameter, that is the gender. So what a function or a procedure does is it will generalize the pseudocode. And that gender attribute you can specify when you are calling the function or procedure. Okay.
All right.
Like whether you want to find for girls or boys. Same thing.
All
And if it returns some value, if like in this case it is returning the sum, so you have to store it in some variable. Like here you see girls chem sum. In this variable, I am calling the function or procedure so that the return value is stored here. But if it doesn't return any value, like this procedure is just updating the marks of some student, it is not returning any value. So in that case, you can just call it like that. You don't need to store it in any variable. All right.
Ma'am, I have another doubt. Is will this live class be uploaded on YouTube?
This class recording?
Will it be uploaded on YouTube?
Yeah, it is being streamed on YouTube. You can find it in the channel.
All right, ma'am. So it
Ma'am,
will be
I have a
available for me
doubt.
to. So will it be available for me to check it out later on after the
Yes,
session is over?
yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Will you send the PDF?
See, all of these PDFs are already, I told you in last class also, they're present in your supplementary contents, lecture
Your
PPTs.
written
Okay.
one. The
Oh,
written one.
annotated. Okay, sure. Yeah. I'll share it on Discourse. Just remind me once, create a post or something, or
Ma'am,
you
in
can.
the previous pseudocode, I have a doubt.
Yeah, I'll take it. So if you want these annotated slides, just send me a message on Discourse. Okay. It is Manideepa 2001.
Can you
Yeah.
take a complete example so that you can elaborate it?
Example on what?
Uh, the thing that
Like
so that you can.
procedure.
Yes.
Ma'am, can you put your Discord ID in chat box?
Yeah, okay.
Ma?
1 second.
ಇದು ವಿಂಟ್ನಂಗ
Okay, I've sent it. And this is the Discourse ID. Okay.
ಒಳ್ಳೆನೆ 8 minutes 10.
Yeah. So what do you want? Anyone wants me to repeat anything? Go back to the previous pseudocode.
Yes, ma'am. I wanted to ask that girl chemistry sum is greater than equal to boys chemistry sum. What does that mean?
It is nothing. It's just showing you how you can use those results for different things. Like, oh, wait, let me open that. It was this one only, right? No, it's different. 3.6. Yeah, this one. Yeah, see, it is just saying that this sum marks procedure, right? That you are calling once for females, once for males, and you're storing the sum in girl chem sum and boy chem sum. So after that, they're saying you can write an if statement like this: if girl chem sum is greater than equal to boy chem sum, that is, the sum of chemistry marks of girls is greater than sum of chemistry marks of boys. If that is true, then you congratulate the girls. Just write a print statement to congratulate the girls. Otherwise, you can congratulate the boys. That is, if boys have scored greater. That's it.
I mean, this is not the whole pseudocode, right? We need
No.
to.
This part is just, these are just snippets.
Okay.
Not the whole thing.
Ma'am?
Ma'am,
Yes.
the sum of all girls chemistry marks means we have to add all the chemistry marks of girls, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, now look at this. So from this slide, we are going to deal with some actual problems. Like we are going to analyze the data set a little. Okay.
Ma'am, I'm
So
having a doubt, ma'am.
in which part?
I'm calling a procedure, ma'am.
Calling a procedure is just like, say that sum
No,
marks
ma'am.
procedure. If you want to call, yeah, what is your doubt? Ask.
Ma'am, what I'm telling is that can we change the can we change the parameter? Sorry, 1 second, ma'am. Ma'am, can we for the procedures having 2 or more parameters? Am I audible?
the question.
Do not change the order of parameters. Okay, how they are defined in the procedure call, you call it like that.
Can we interchange the value of the parameter with the name of the parameter?
No, absolutely not. It is syntax. You cannot do that. Follow whatever syntax is given. Do not manipulate it like you want.
In the procedure, we are having some marks, ma'am, that has 2 parameters, ma'am. Like, can we mention
gender
gen
and field.
equal to F, gen equal to F, or a field equal to something like physics, chemistry, like that in the function call? Can we mention like that, ma'am?
What do you want
See,
to ask,
you
ma'am?
just have, when you're call, I don't really understand your question. The function call looks like this: some marks, and then here F chemistry. Okay. So you can ask anything. Here it can be male or female. Here this can be
Ma'am,
any
he's
subject.
confused himself.
Ma'am, what I'm telling is that instead of that F, we can we put gen is equal to F, something like that.
No.
FID equal to
Just the parameter, just the argument. No equals to nothing.
He's
Just the
confused
name of
himself,
the
ma'am.
argument. Okay.
If we want to change the interchange the values means, can we put like
No. Listen, this is syntax. You cannot play around with it. Okay. Whatever is the syntax, you have to give it exactly like that. In case of parameter, just mention the parameter that you want to check for. That's all.
that? Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. So now, before I start this one, let me explain to you a problem known as three prizes problem. Okay. So this problem is going to be there in week 3. Mute yourself, please. I'm tired of this. Who is this person?
Some
All
other
of you
voice
are
coming, ma'am.
unmuted. Just
Ma'am. Some other voice coming.
okay. Okay. Listen. So there is something known as the three prizes problem that is discussed in week 3. So what is three prizes problem? Basically, here we are trying to find the top 3 students in this course dataset. And what are the conditions for that, for a person to be chosen in the top 3? One thing is they have to have scored the top 3 highest marks, right? Another thing is they must have scored the subject highest in at least one subject. That is, they must have been a topper of either maths or physics or chemistry. It can be more than one, but at least one it has to be. Okay. These are the conditions. So this is your three prizes problem. Okay. So that is present in the last slide. I don't know if I'll be able to go till then today, but let's first do this. That is, let's first find out the top students. Three prizes problem will come later. I just gave you an overview of it. So now our current problem at hand is we need to find the top students in our data set. So is there a single student who is best performer across subjects? That's the question. Okay. Next question is, what is the highest overall total same as the sum of the highest marks in each subject? This means what? Say I have a student. Okay. That student has scored. So I have 3 subjects, physics, chemistry, math, each having 100 marks. So total is 300. No one can score greater than 300, right? Now, let's say some person has scored 298 out of 300. And this is the class highest. Okay. But does this mean that this 298 is same as the sum of highest marks in individual subject?
No, ma'am.
Because
No,
some
ma'am.
person might have scored 100 in maths, some might have scored 100 in physics, and some might have scored 100 in chemistry. So it can happen that in each of the individual subjects, the highest marks achieved is 100. So in that case, the total sum of this becomes 300, which is not equal to 298. Right?
Yes,
So these
ma'am.
are two different things. Okay. Next is we need to compute maximum for different fields in a scorecard. So to find the top student properly, to analyze them properly, we have to compute the maximum in maths, physics, chemistry total. All of these we have to take into consideration. Okay. See, it will be the same computation with a parameter to indicate the field of interest. That is, you are finding that same sum marks procedure. Okay. But now the field can change to anything: physics, chemistry, maths, or total. See, procedure max marks. So this is doing what? Finding the maximum in a given field. As usual, keep track of the maximum using a variable. So what is our goal here in this procedure max marks? Finding maximum marks in a field or subject or total. Fine. So procedure max marks, and this field is what? It is what? Parameter? Okay. So this maximum marks that I want to find, I have to store it in some variable. Let's call it max val. And we will assign it the value 0. Okay. When will max value be updated? Whenever we see a bigger value. So what does that mean? First, I have to check whether pile 1 has more cards. If so, pick the first card. Read it, move it to pile 2. Now, here what's happening, if x dot field, let's say field you are specifying as physics. So the parameter in my case is physics. So if x dot physics is greater than Maxwell, then you update Maxwell to that x dot field or x dot physics value. Say the first card I pick, some person ABC, that person has scored say 85 in physics. Now Maxwell is initially assigned 0. So is 85 greater than 0? Yes. So Maxwell will now contain what?
85.
85.
85. Very good. Next, say I pick the second card where the person has scored 70 in physics. Okay. So is 70 greater than 85?
No.
No, ma'am.
Maxwell will remain same.
Same.
It is not updated. Okay, good. Next, say I pick another person who has scored 90. So is 90 greater than 85?
Yes.
Yes,
ma'am.
So now Maxwell becomes 90. Like this, we will go through the entire data set, and let's say the highest mark scored in physics by anyone is 99. So at the end of execution, Maxwell will contain what?
99.
99.
ma'am.
99. Very good. See, this is how simple it is. Just pass the parameter that you want, physics, chemistry, math, total, whatever, and it will
Can you
find you the
also
maximum
store
value.
the student or the name of the student? Can be here.
Anything. You can, that in that case, if you want to store the name of the student, you just have to add one more variable that will have to keep updating for the name. Okay. For now, just focus on these, because see, each of these small procedures that I'm teaching now, we will consolidate all of them into a big procedure for that 3 prizes problem. That's why it's important to understand each component. Okay.
Ma'am, can you explain?
Can I what? Sorry.
Ma'am, I have doubt regarding,
This part?
Yes.
Glucon-D.
Yeah, what is the doubt?
Why we use Maxwell rather than using just Max? Can we use just Max, right? Max is
Anything you can have. It is just a variable. Variable name is up to you. Okay.
okay. That's
We have
okay.
chosen to write this name. It's up to you.
Okay.
Ma'am, please explain again.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Explain what this whole procedure.
Yes, ma'am, please.
Okay. See, this procedure's goal is to find the maximum marks in a particular field or a subject. Okay. And this field is the parameter that you will mention, or you will, it is like, as a user, it's your job to specify what is your field. So say I specified that I want to find max marks in physics. So I will pass physics as my parameter. Then I have initialized a variable called maxval, and I have initialized it to 0. What is the use of this variable? It is going to keep track of the maximum marks in the given field.
Yes.
So first you have pile 1, you pick the top card, read it, move it to pile 2. Next you check, is x dot physics greater than Maxwell? So if the first card I picked has someone who scored 85 in physics, is 85 greater than 0? Because Maxwell is 0 initially. Yes, right. So you have to enter this if block and update the Maxwell to the current x dot physics, that is 85. So like that, you will keep on comparing and updating Maxwell until the end of execution. And at the end, you should have Maxwell storing the maximum marks in physics. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now see, let me finish this first. Okay. See, this same procedure can be called for maths, physics, chemistry, and total, right? The field, you just change it to maths, physics, chemistry, or total, and it will find the maximum marks, right? So all of these procedures, are they returning the sum or not? Or the maximum marks, I'm sorry. Are they returning the maximum marks or not? Look at it. Is there a return statement? Yes.
Yes.
So obviously all of these procedures are going to return the maximum marks in that field, right? So we have to store it in some variable. So for maths, we are storing it in max maths. For physics, in max physics. Like this for chemistry and total also. Now, what is the subject total? Subject total is a variable which is storing the sum of maximum marks in each subject. That is max maths plus max physics plus max chemistry. Now what it is asking, if max total is equal to subject total, then single topper. or otherwise it is false. So what does this statement mean? Is max total equal to subject total? Max total is what? Maximum total marks scored by an individual student. In every card, there is a field known as total, right? Which is having the total marks of the student scored in physics plus maths plus chemistry. Okay. So max maths, max physics, max chemistry. All of these three variables, what are they containing? This is containing maximum marks in maths, maximum marks in physics, maximum marks in chemistry. And subject total is a sum of all these. Right. And max total is what? It is the maximum total scored by an individual student. So we are checking, are these two same? Can you say for sure that these will be same? It can be or it cannot be, right?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am, true.
Like we just I showed you in the beginning that it might be that individually students have scored 100 in each subject. That is, individually in each subject highest score is 100. So in that way the total, this subject total becomes 300. But max total, that is, one student hasn't scored 100 in all three, right? So the total max total can be less than 300. Or it can be the case that, okay, one student only scored 100 in all three. In that case, single topper is going to be true. That is, max total becomes equal to subject total. But if not, like the example I took, in that case, the topper student has scored 298. But subject wise, the total highest is 300. So in that case, single topper is false. That means there can be more than one, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's say,
Means there are multiple students with two to
yes,
90.
let's say someone scored 100 in maths, 99 in physics, and 99 in chemistry. Okay. Similarly, so this person's total is what? 298. Similarly, someone could have scored 99 in maths and chemistry, right? But 100 in physics. So this person's total is also 298. So can you say it is a unique topper now? No.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
That's it. So single topper is false then. Understood?
Ma'am, I have a doubt in assignation of operator.
Assignment.
Ma'am, not in assignment, but this operator equal assign operator. Ma'am, is the order is necessary? Like here, max marks is equal to max marks. Max is order of is necessary? Like the one we have to assign and the or variable we have right now. Is the order is necessary?
Order of what? Like the parameters?
LHS or RHS is order is necessary that the variable we have to assign is should be put only and left or right.
Yes, whenever you are using the assignment operator, on the left hand side, you will have the variable to which you are assigning. And on the right hand side is the value that you are assigning. So max maths is the variable in which you are assigning the value that is returned by this procedure. Okay. You cannot have max maths equal to max maths. You cannot reverse this.
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
Yeah.
What if there are more than one student whose total marks, maximum total marks is equal to the subject totals?
Yeah, that can also happen. That is also another case.
So, ma'am,
That
then
is your
according to this situation, it won't be
yes.
true that
It is going to, what will happen if max total is subject total, single topper, they will say true. But obviously there can be more than one person who has scored say 300, right? That is also a possibility. I think this is just given as an example. Okay, single topper
So
is
it will be
actually,
false. So it will be false.
one second, let me check once.
False. It will be
Subject
false.
total, max total. So subject total, if it's 100, why are you saying it will be false?
Ma'am, because the
I
marks are
mean, they
same,
are
no, so
asking
no
single
unique
topper,
toppers.
right? So there are two. So there is not a single topper, but two toppers. So
One
it
by
will be
one.
false.
This
Yes,
person
ma'am.
is asking that there can be two people who have the same max total. That is also equal to subject total. So in that case, single topper should be false, right? But it will still give true in this code.
I
That's
mean,
the
it's
thing.
possible that only one student scored 299 marks.
Yeah, it is possible, but there are multiple possibilities here that we have to check then using the scores data set. But yeah, you are right. There can be more than one person who has scored, say, 300. That is 100 in all subjects. It is possible.
And ma'am, one more doubt. The variables that you have specified here, are they inside the pseudocode or they are mentioned separately?
No, these are all part of pseudocode. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so now they have just given some summary. So let's go to the next slides. 3.8. Okay. I think 3.8 I'll be able to start at least. Okay. So now we are going to discuss three prizes problem. Okay, how to award the three prizes. So what are the basic criteria? Read, want to award prizes to top 3 students. This is our goal. First, basic criteria is total marks. Second, must also be within top 3 in at least one subject. That is, must have scored highest marks in at least one subject. It can be more than one too. Okay. Third is must select at least one boy and one girl for top 3 prizes. That is, it cannot be all boys or all girls. Right. So the top 3 people, there has to be at least one boy and at least one girl present. Next. So what is the basic pattern? So first we have to find top 3 marks in a category. Okay.
Ma'am, we are having our next class at 8.
Okay.
8
So
p.m. Yes,
is
ma'am.
a
Now is over.
lot of people have
Your
next
time is
class?
over, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Static.
Yes.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
All of
ma'am.
all of
All right.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right.
Ma'am,
Then
your
we
All
can.
are
time,
having
your
marks.
time is
Yes,
over,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Please.
Your time is over.
So we can continue this in next class tomorrow. Okay, 6 to 8 session.
Yes, ma'am.
Please join
Yes,
that
ma'am.
one.
Same.
Yes.
Excuse me, ma'am. Before leaving, can I get my one other than
Ma'am,
quote
you can,
doubts?
ma'am, in the last session, sir, wait for 15 minutes. So you can extend this, if you are, you can explain
Yes,
this in
ma'am.
15 minutes,
Yes, ma'am.
then you can
We
extend
can
it to
finish
Yes,
20
now.
ma'am.
minutes.
Definitely.
This
We can
entire
finish.
PDF I cannot
We should give
explain it
time
in
to
15
ma'am to
minutes.
relax. It'd be unfair.
Excuse me,
Okay, ma'am.
ma'am.
Ma'am, we will continue
Tomorrow.
it tomorrow.
Ma'am,
One
yes.
second.
No,
We
so
should
the
continue
doubts
it
are
tomorrow.
there.
tomorrow.
Let's start the first.
Okay, okay. Just let me say one thing.
tomorrow.
I have
Share
one
the
little
annotated
thing.
Where
PDF,
can we
ma'am.
get this PDF,
Excuse
ma'am?
me. One second. Just let me say one little thing. You don't think that since there are so many people, I don't know who is saying what in the session. Okay. So please maintain a little bit of decorum. Okay, you are old enough.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Just behave respectfully with whoever is in the call. All right. Okay. So next, this whole PDF is kind of big and it's an important thing, this three prizes problem. So I will not start it if a lot of people have to leave because I cannot finish this in 15 minutes. Okay. But not a lot of theory is left. Just this is the main thing that is left in week 3. So you will cover that in tomorrow's class, 6 to 8. Fine. And if you want, I can upload the annotated slides on Discourse.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Ma'am,
Thank you, ma'am.
1 hour
Yes, ma'am.
extra tomorrow.
Thank you.
I am not taking tomorrow's class, so you can
Shukriya,
ask.
ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
ma'am.
Bye.
You sir will be taking. Okay.
Ma'am, will
Okay,
it be the
goodbye,
same
miss.
link for tomorrow
Ma'am,
or
can you
a
share?
different link?
Ma'am, can you share your Discord?
I have shared my Discourse ID already. It's Manidipa 2001. Okay, and it is a
Ma'am,
different
where I
link.
got
I think it is
Discord.
given in
where
your
I got
They're on
discourse?
Discord also.
Discourse.
Yes,
Discord.
ma'am.
It is the Discord. It is the discussion forum from IITM, right?
Ma'am, what is how can I find this? I don't know
Discourse and
about
all.
that.
I think all of this is discussed in the week 1 orientation. Okay, so just check out that video once if you want.
The Discourse is only for people who qualify, not for priority quality.
Who are giving quiz 1 and
Yes,
who
ma'am.
are
It is
not
not
sitting for
for all.
qualifier.
It is only for qualified.
Qualified.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am, I am JEE based student.
Yeah, but you need to wait for the qualified.
in both
It
the
is
ways
not
are
applicable
available.
for all the students.
Everyone is J-based, not just you.
See, if you are already qualified, okay, if you have already passed the qualifier, right, then you can access
Yes,
Discourse.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am, but what about JEE-based students?
Yes, ma'am.
JEE-based students, I think you should have access to Discourse, right? You are direct admission.
Ma'am, for
I
JEE-based students,
think
we
yes,
have
you will,
to access
ma'am.
to full means we have to give a qualifier exam on
Yeah, you have to give the exam. But do you have access to Discourse? I'm not entirely sure about JEE-based students. I have to
No,
check
ma'am,
that.
we don't have the
Ma'am, can you please confirm from your side, ma'am?
Yeah, I will confirm. Okay, sure.
Ma'am, I have a
Okay.
request.
Excuse
Please
me, ma'am.
ma'am.
Shall we leave now?
Ma'am, will
Okay,
it be
one
the
more
same
one
link
more
to join the
thing.
meeting tomorrow or a different one?
It's updated in your calendar. Okay, just add the calendar. Every link is given there. I think it's a
Hello, ma'am.
different link. Yeah.
Ma'am,
Ma'am, can you
actually,
stop?
Ma'am.
hello, can you hear, ma'am?
Yes, go on.
Ma'am, actually, for me, calendar is not even visible, ma'am.
You have added the calendar to your own Google Calendars CT
Ma'am,
May
can you show
2024.
the explanation of question 6 graded assignment week 2?
Yeah, yes. 1 second. Let me resolve that query. Have you added your calendar CT 2024 May?
Yes, ma'am, but it's not even visible for me.
You have to select it. Okay, when you are viewing your calendar on the left hand side panel, you have to select that CT May 2024. Then it will show all the meetings.
I'll
Okay,
check it
try
once.
doing that once. If it doesn't work, you send me a screenshot and mail it to me. Okay.
Okay, sure, ma'am.
All
if
right.
we
Yeah.
don't
Do you
if,
have
if we
any?
don't have queries, we can leave.
Yeah, you can leave if you don't have any queries. So, if
Ma'am, thank
those
you
of
so
you
much.
who have queries in
Ma'am.
assignment, you can ask now.
Ma'am,
Thank
can
you
you
so
little
much.
bit, ma'am, can you little bit guide me,
Ma'am,
ma'am? In Discourse, after going Discourse, your name I've searched your name, and after that, where can I find it this PDF, ma'am?
No, I haven't uploaded it yet. I will upload. Okay. You can go to the CT Discourse of CT, and there you will find it in the posts. Okay. I will when I upload it, I will leave a message on Discourse. Okay. I'll pin it.
Oh, I have to go to
Ma'am,
particular
Please ask
CT
about
course, not,
Yes, yes.
not under your name.
No. Just go to CT course. There I will upload.
Okay,
please
fair enough.
ask about
Thank you, ma'am.
Discord link
ma'am,
for
Okay.
JE based.
Goodbye, miss.
Yeah. Okay. Bye. So now, if you have any assignment doubt, you can ask.
ma'am,
Please ask
assignment,
about
ma'am,
for the JE based.
One by one, please.
ma'am,
ma'am,
will it be
graded
the same joining link for tomorrow or a different one?
Just check your calendar. I think it's a different one. Everything is updated
different
in the
one.
calendar. No?
Ma'am, I don't have any calendar. And no one told me on how to reach for it.
You have to add that calendar for a particular course, no? Like it's for
If
CT
it
May
is, if
2024.
is it possible for you to share it in the chat box, the link, a certain link
I
of
have
it?
I have already added mine. I think it was like I think sir showed it in week 1 session. You can just check that
Ma'am,
once.
I have a doubt in week 2.
If it is regarding calendars and all these things, okay, you can discuss among yourselves, or you can even mail support. They will give you a whole step by step how to do it. Okay, for right now, if you have any if you have any doubt in practice
Ma'am,
or
show the
graded, only you can
explanation
ask.
of question 6.
Ma'am, will you ask about for Discord link for JE
Ma'am,
based?
Which question? Graded or practice?
yes, ma'am. No, graded, ma'am.
Graded which one?
Sixth
रिलेटिव्ह
question.
डिस्ट्रीब्युशन आहे ते ऍग्रिगेट फ्रिक्वेन्सी डिस्ट्रीब्युशन आहे ना ते तर रिलेटिव्ह असेल तर ते पॉइंट मध्ये जातं.
Okay, rest of you please mute yourself.
Ma'am, will you
Is
ask
it
I
about
will
is this
see.
Tamil?
for JE based students?
Yeah, JE students, I will ask and let you know. Okay, right now I don't know. I don't think you have
Ma'am,
discourse
question
access. I'm
6.
not sure. Question 6.
Okay, ma'am.
I did discuss question 6, I think.
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
question
yes,
9.
but ma'am,
Question 9.
explanation.
Yeah, the explanation is that regardless of, okay, I am not even considering the data set right now. So first thing you have to understand is that the Y value is initially 100, right? And whatever card you are picking, that is among Chennai, Bangalore, Madurai or Vellore, if the first card that you're picking, if it is among any of these, then the corresponding variable A, B, C or D will get incremented by 1, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So next you have to check if that variable A, B, C or D is less than Y or not. So obviously it will be less than Y for the first iteration when Y is 100. So if it is less, then you have to store the value of A in Y and the corresponding city in X. Okay. So now the actual data set, if you look at it, the PDF that is given to you, there the first card has city erode. Okay. So is erode in any of the steps, any of the options, Chennai, Bangalore, Madurai, Vellore? No. Right.
No, ma'am.
So what you will do, you will just go move it to pile 2 and go for the next card. Then from the next,
Yes.
if the next card that you pick, that has Salem, I think, as the location. So
Yes,
Salem
ma'am.
is also not in any of these 4. So you have to go through steps 6, 7, 8, 9 to check if the city or town is Chennai or Bangalore or not. But you will not find a match, so you will move to step 10 and move it to pile 2 and pick the third card. Now the third card in the actual PDF, you will see the town or city is Chennai. Okay. Now we are adding 1 to A. So A was till now 0. See, ABCD is initialized to 0. So A was till now 0. Now A is incremented to 1. Now you're checking, is A less than Y? Y is still 100. So 1 is less than 100. Yes. Then store A in Y. That means Y is now 1 and Chennai is stored in X. Now, after this, no matter which card you pick, okay, whether it is Bangalore, Madurai, Vellore, whatever it is, 1 will never be less than equal to 1 again, right? Because Y's value is now changed to 1. And no matter which city's card you pick, the corresponding variable will be incremented to 1, right? So, will 1 become less than 1 again? No. So that's why X will never be updated after it is updated once. So it will only be updated once. Okay.
Ma'am, can you show the explanation in this PDF?
In this PDF, see, this is the explanation.
Ma'am, one query regarding this
Ma'am,
question for 6.
मैम
Yeah,
यहाँ
what is the point?
फ्रॉम दिस टेबल क्लियर मैम नीचे दिया है लेस नंबर ऑफ कार्ड which belong to Vellore then
This
answer
that
is
is why I wasn't
Vellore.
showing. Yeah, I am not showing the explanation. That's why we changed it later on, because it will not work like this. Vellore will never be the answer because it will not get. It is not actually like what the explanation says is that X stores the city of the name of that city which occurs the minimum number of times. But that's not the case. X will only be updated once. That is the first iteration of any of these 4 cities. So this solution was, I think, later on changed. I think this is an old PDF. This is probably from January
मैम
10. That's why.
मैम आई ऑल्सो इन जैन टर्म क्वालिफाई प्रोसेस मैम उस टाइम पे भी ये वाला क्वेश्चन में डाउट था
Yeah.
तो
So
हाँ
I think
तो
later on we changed the solution for this. It's going to be Chennai. That's the answer.
Ma'am, if
okay
it
ma'am
is stored in X, so the AA is Chennai. Okay. So
X
it
is
is stored
Chennai.
in X. Yeah, right. So it's stored in Chennai. So again, there is one more Chennai. It's going to come. So how many Chennai card will be
No,
there
no.
in X?
See, if again Chennai is coming in the second card, then you are again adding 1 to A, right? That means A now is 2. Correct?
A
Yes or
will
no?
become 2, right? Okay,
A will
okay.
become 2. So 2 is not less than 1. So you are not going to change anything because Y
So
remains 1.
okay, finally the X pile having all the Chennai card, right?
X is having just 1 card of Chennai. Actually, X is not storing your card. X is just storing the Chennai information, just the city name. It is not storing any card. It is a variable that is storing the city name. Okay.
Okay, so
Hello,
that
ma'am.
if it's again Chennai coming, so you are saying that
They're not
X
changing
is
anything. It remains Chennai.
मैम
it is
according
Chennai
to
is
you
become 2
the
then less than not 1. It is
See, if it becomes 2, that means 2 is not less than 1. So there is no question of updating X, right?
okay. So only one Chennai the variable will be stored, right?
Yes. In one
Okay.
variable, you can only store one thing. You cannot store 2 different strings in one variable. Okay.
Okay, so that it is all depends upon the first step. I mean the fourth step.
It depends upon the first card that you pick, which is among these 4 cities.
Done.
Okay.
Done.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
one query regarding this question. Suppose the question remains same, but the data changes. So suppose we are picking the first card like the card was from Bangalore. So the answer will be from the answer will be like
Answer will
Bangalore.
become Bangalore, right? Yes.
But here in the step 6, it is not mentioned that if it is mentioned that if the town city is Chennai, then add 1 to A. But it is not mentioned that if not, then don't do this. This is not mentioned. So why we are considering that condition?
that you have to say that it's implicit, right? If statement works like this, if then we write something in bracket, and if it is true, then we enter the if block and execute the statement, right? So when you write it in form of this, like stepwise, so what it is saying is if the town city is Chennai, then add 1 to A. That means the else part will contain what? If the town city is not Chennai, then you have to go to the next step.
Okay,
Because
so
if
even if it
statement
is
will
not
only work.
mentioned.
See, if
Okay,
statement only works when the condition is satisfied. If not, then you move on to the next step.
Okay. I got it. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Ma'am, this after this, if it is false, where all the variables will go on store?
Sorry, come again.
If the steps gets fail, so yes means it is satisfied condition, and false means it is where the all the variables will go on store.
Nothing. See, like for that erode card, there is no step which is checking whether the town city is erode. That means nothing will happen. You'll just move that card to pile 2 and pick the next card.
Okay, the all the false card will go to pile 2, right?
Pile 2, yes. Even the true card will go to pile 2. Okay. Whatever card you are reading, after you are done executing steps 6 to 9, you move it to pile 2 and then pick the next card so that you are not
Okay.
reading one card more than one time.
Ma'am, it was network problem. Can you pardon again? Even though true card also?
True card will also go to step pile 2. Why? Because we do not want to read one card more than once, right? So after
Okay,
you read
okay.
a card, you assign the value ABCD, whatever it is, then you move it to pile 2 and pick the next card for next iteration.
Okay, then all the card will go to pile 2 and then we are picking whatever the filtration as we required.
Whatever is left in pile 1. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Any other question from graded?
Ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah, ma'am. Question number 9, graded assignment. That one I have out.
9. Okay, let me see. Not able to. Wait 1 second. Wait, I will share 1 minute.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
ma'am, in the week 2 graded assignment, I get only my marks, ma'am, not my percentage. How can I check my percentage?
You are not finding it in the dashboard?
Yes, ma'am, I get only my marks alone. I didn't get the percentage.
No, percentage is given. For others, can you see it or is it for everyone?
Ma'am, for week 1 graded assignment
I
in
haven't
English.
also received it. Actually, it will be uploaded in a day, 1 day or 2.
Okay, just wait a bit. It will be uploaded, I'm sure.
For
One second.
English, I get the my marks and percentage,
Yeah,
but in
it
CET
will be
alone,
updated. Just wait a
okay,
few
ma'am.
days. It will be updated.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah,
Thank you, ma'am.
week 2 graded. 1 second. Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, after this doubt, can you show me how to check the calendar once, ma'am? Because I'm not getting it.
Actually, I cannot show you because I have already added mine. That's why I'm not showing you. I mean, I don't know how to do undo that again. So it is better
Ma'am,
if
I
you
have
see
added
step
the
by
link
step.
to.
If someone can give her the link to the calendar, that would be good.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. See, this is a graded assignment. Which question you said? 9. This
Yeah,
one?
999. Yeah, this one.
Okay. What is happening here? What will A minus B represent after the execution of the following procedure on shopping bills? Okay. So step 1 is arrange all cards in single pile 1. Initialize variables A and B to 0. If pile 1 is empty, stop iteration. Read the top card pile 1. Okay. So we read the top card. Step 5 is if bill contains an item bananas, then add 1 to variable A. So we have two variables A and B which we have initialized to 0. My screen is visible, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So A and B are both 0. Now we are reading the top card. Now if the bill in that card contains an item called bananas, then we have to add 1 to variable A. Step 6 is if the total money spent by that customer is less than 600 and the bill contains item bananas, then we have to add 1 to variable B. And step 7 is move the current card to another pile called pile 2. Okay. So at the end of execution, A will contain what? A will represent what? Total number of bills that contain the item bananas, right?
Yeah.
And what is B? B is total number of bills that contain the item bananas and have total less
And
than
have to less
600.
than 600. Yeah.
So what is the difference of these two? All bills that contain the item bananas, but total is more than or equal to 600.
Why, ma'am? It's equal to. I am not getting this. It should be more than.
If it is not equals to, what is your step 6? If total is less than 600, so there has to be some provision for equals to condition also, right? Some person might have bought bananas and his bill is 600 rupees only. Where will that person go? In which pile?
Okay.
So In this case, it will go to A. But in
But
B, we will store.
But the thing is that in step 6, if the total is less than 600, then the condition should be 0 to 599, right?
Yeah, so less than 600 means that only, no?
Okay. Okay, now I got it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else?
Manideepa ma'am, I have a doubt.
Yeah.
I'm trying to access the discourse, but it says that my email is being denied access. It says that my email is blocked for some reason.
Okay, then I guess your email doesn't have the access to Discourse. Okay, do one thing, send me your email. Okay, send me your email via, just mail me. Okay,
Ma'am,
and
I
write
don't
the
know.
issue also.
I don't know your email,
Yeah,
ma'am.
I'll give it in the chat box. Wait.
Yes, thank you, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah.
I'm having doubt in week 3 assignment, practice assignment, that is 3.4.
Okay, let me check once. My team is. Okay, I am sharing my mail ID in the chat box. Check. Okay, got it?
Yes, ma'am. What should I mail you?
Just mention that you don't have access to Discourse and just give me a screenshot of whatever is showing when you try to log in.
Yes, ma'am. Surely, I'll do it right away.
And send your email ID, okay? Like your official
surely.
email ID. Yeah, thanks. Okay. Which one in activity?
Week 3, 3.4.
3.4. Wait, let me check.
Question
Okay,
number
3.4, which question?
Question number 1.
Okay, if A, B, and C are 3 candidates who have obtained 3 prizes. Oh, okay. See. So this is from the three prizes problem, okay? The slide that I couldn't complete. So it's from lecture 3.8. All right.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
If you go through that lecture fully, you'll understand this. So what is the 3 prizes problem? We just read the criteria. One thing is that the total marks scored by the students, that student must have. So there are 3 top students that we are trying to find, right, for the 3 prizes problem. So the criteria is that the total marks should be highest and they should have scored the subject highest in at least one subject. And among the 3 people, there should be at least one boy and at least one girl. So what they're asking is which of these are true. If ABC are 3 candidates who have obtained the 3 prizes. So all 3 are girls, that is not possible. At least one boy we need. So obviously option A is false. At least one of them is a boy is true. We need at least a boy. All 3 feature in the list of top 3 scorers in every subject. Now this may not be true, right? They have to score the subject highest in at least one subject, not all 3. Fine.
Okay.
And the last of
yes, I checked the last answer. I didn't get the at least one of them is boy. Because I felt that this question is a general question. I'm not referring the
no. It is
code
the
in
3
the
prizes
slide
problem.
itself.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
I
have
didn't
to
refer that code present in
no.
the
This is mentioned now. Obtain the 3 prizes. So this is in regards to that particular problem, not in general. Okay.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. Got it now. And
Okay.
one more is in 3.8, question number 5.
3.8. This one. Question 5, right? Yeah.
Yes. So I think
For
it's
some arbitrary card, we execute these. What would be the return values? Okay, so this is from the subject topper procedure. You have to be acquainted with that procedure itself. I don't think I have yet done that procedure, so you will not understand this.
Okay.
So in tomorrow's session, all of these procedures will be covered. After that, you can easily answer these questions. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Anything else? Anyone? All right. Okay. Thanks for joining. Have a good night, and please join tomorrow's class. Thank you.
Ma'am, I have sent the mail to you.
Yeah. Okay. I'll check it out.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Thanks.
Hello.
Thank you.
Hello?